The microphone is working. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Through Your Screen Plays Pathfinder episode 16. Let me get over to our current players.
Woo.
So currently we have Danicka and Meredith. Cooper is not feeling well and not be with us, and due to a change in circumstances, Meg will no longer be joining us, but we do wish her the best in all of her future endeavors.
We love you, Meg.
Woo. So, we are currently on episode 16. So let me pull up our little synopsis somewhere in here. There we go. So the last episode was episode 15, A Touch of Mercy. The party discussed the plan to deal with Pyris and agreed they would try not to fight. They also learned Jean lost the lower part of both of his legs to Pyris. Having dealt with no mercies before, they planned to hide the true valuables and pay them off with things of lesser value. The party decided that Maricena and Lark would hide from Pyris due to anger and value, and they were hidden in a compartment beneath the copper tub in Maricena's room. They ascended the crow's nest for a view, and Mandalorian went to see Dolores, fed her a fortune cookie, and found valuables to use to satiate the pirates. As the pirate ship pulled aside the slippery bottom, Pyris asked for the manifest as her pirates began ransacking the ship. After a moment of looking through the manifest, Pyris recognized the names Bazamine and Larkinjay, threatening to tear the ship apart to find them. The pirates politely asked to rob the passengers and crew. Mandalorian gave the pirate her black opal before continuing on. Bay bribed a crew member in order to remain unnoticed. Pyris approached Mandalorian and asked if she knew Larkinjay, which Mandalorian bluffed her way out of with Harry, claiming she was on a romantic cruise with him. Pyris appeared to buy the lie, but did stab Harry in the foot as she moved past him. As Pyris moved into the room Maricena and Lark were occupying, she called for Lark and stated she saw a pile of coins beneath the tub and started flooding the room, supposedly with a decanter of endless water. Maricena screamed into her scarf for help through a message spell to Bazamine. Bazamine yelled to Pyris as they descended the crow's nest, stating one of their crew lied. Pyris then stabbed the deceiving crew member before turning back to Bazamine. Mandalorian attempted to move into a flanking position. Bazamine moved within inches of Pyris's face and spoke with her, learning Pyris to be a Gilman and was formerly a slave and has turned to piracy to raise money to save her people. Pyris stated she wanted the crowns within Bay's backpack, and Bay threatened to kill her before they would give up the crowns. Lark and Maricena managed to push the tub off of their hiding place, alerting Pyris, who then sent a pirate to the door. Maricena used her fascinating bardic performance, which entranced all the pirates and sailors except Pyris and Harry. When the pirate did not respond to Pyris, Lark casted Venice on himself, waited until she got close, and then casted Shocking Grasp on her. At the same time, Bay casted Ray of Sickening on Pyris, which was partially resisted. The party realized Pyris could parry and riposte, the signature move of a swashbuckler. The party battled for some time, battering Pyris as Maricena repeatedly dazed her with ear-piercing scream. During which the party learned Lark owed Pyris 1,000 gold, and the fleet captain had some way to heal herself when injured past a certain point. Mandalorian managed to disarm Pyris, which Lark picked up. Upon failing his save, he began to petrify. As Lark completed petrifying, Pyris called her weapon to her and turned invisible, using that time to cut off Bay's backpack and loot 3 of the crowns. After the sword was removed from Lark's hand, he began to unpetrify. Maricena casted message on Pyris in an attempt to thwart her invisibility, screaming how stupid the pirate captain was. Lark picked up the crown Mandalorian wore and commanded Pyris to kill herself, which Pyris resisted. After downing Lark, Pyris took the final crown and leapt overboard. Bay leapt off, following her. The party killed several pirates, and Larkinjay fell into the water, but was rescued by a rope dangling in the water. Harry was hit by a cannonball into the mast and collapsed into unconsciousness. Mara sent a letter to Drago stating she was in danger and received a potion of cure serious wounds. She also scared one of the pirates into soiling himself with Haunted Bay aspect. After some time, while Bay attempted to ascend the pirate ship, Pyris climbed the other side of the pirate ship and commanded the ship to pull away. Marcena yelled to Jean to follow her ship, while Larkus flabbergasted the crew of the Slippery Bottom was not firing cannons or aiding in any way, until he was hit by a cannonball and incapacitated. After Bay was eventually restricted by an unknown spell, the party did manage to survive and pull together before attempting to interrogate a captive pirate. The pirate attempted to kill himself with an unknown poison, but the party casted slow poison and prestidigitation to clean his mouth of poison. Marcena used the potion to receive to revive Harry, and the party prepared to interrogate the captive pirate. I would like to note the only retcon I made, due to some hasty decisions I made, was the fact that the petrify occurred when the sword left Lark's hand as opposed to a potion being held by Harry. So, other than that, everything has remained the same. At this point, Lark, exhausted and barely alive, looks to you all and says, I am going to go lie down. Let me know what you find out. Thank you for paying me. And decides to descend the ship, while Bay continues to hold their claw to the throat of the pirate.
I would like to come back to the pirate and fold my arms and look around at the crew members and wave some of them over and say, apprehend this man at once.
The pirates, looking a little confused, follow your orders and tie up this individual, hands behind them. They are currently crying, sitting in their own filth, and you hear them muttering something about, I'm sorry, Mom, repeatedly.
Okay. I'm going to stand here just until he calms down a little bit. Arms folded, poke your face, until he calms the fuck down.
It takes him a little while, and Bay takes their claws and just digs it slightly and around their Adam's apple and says, be quiet.
I will hold my hand up and say, basically, calm, relax a little.
Bay drops their hand about a half-inch but continues to keep up their claws, and then sits down next to the pirate and switches claws so it's wrapped around the other pirate.
So, what is your name?
My name
Yes, son, your name.
is, they use that name, Tristato.
Tristato, you say?
You find that funny, Meredith?
Oh, Tristato, you say?
Yes.
Tell me, Tristato, how long have you worked for the No Mercies? I'd like to pace a little bit back and forth as I'm, with my little gnomish demeanor, as I'm interrogating him.
4 years I have worked for the No Mercies.
4 years, you say?
Yes.
And how did they treat you while you were aboard their ship?
Like family.
Oh, is that it, huh? They pick up a little scallywag like you, and somehow you feel like your family. Is that why they instructed you to put that pill inside of your mouth? To kill yourself? I feel like that's not a very family member type of thing to do.
And the family is in danger, you do what you need to protect the family.
Right, well, maybe your family should have refrained from stepping on my family's toes. Capiche? Now tell me, is there a sort of basis of operation of which your crew, your family, comes back to periodically? Do you have a basis of operation?
No, we don't. We continually travel aboard our ship.
Sense motive.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I don't know why you said that.
Wait, what is
I
sense
did
motive?
too.
Is that perception?
That is perception, I believe, yes.
15.
With a natural 1. You very obviously can tell he is lying and attempting to do his best to keep loyal to Pyris. He seems to, and with that natural one, you seem to realize he fears Pyris more than he fears you. And he kind of looks behind you over at the body of the pirate she stabbed.
I narrow my eyes at him. Oh, I see. She's like the stepmother who would beat her stepchild, is more like it. Some family you have. Now, here's the thing. You can tell us where this basis of operation operates out of, or we can just toss you overboard and we'll see how fast your family comes for you.
Why don't you roll influence?
Okay.
Mandeline, are you doing anything to assist this?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
I'm pretty beat up.
And she's also with her man!
Yes, it's a romantic cruise. Come on.
Yeah, you give it the
To
perfect.
Vo. A romantic cruise to Vo. You also, I will give you advantage because Basemine does have the claw, and you
Okay.
do have Taunted Fey aspect, I think, still going at this moment.
Oh yeah, I don't want to, like, scare him into killing himself. I just want information, so that one was worse. So it was 19 with advantage.
Okay. We have numerous spaces in which we operate. Slorius's hideaway is the sea in which one of our bases lies.
Hideaway.
Also, in Talia, and
Also in Talia.
Slorius's hideaway is on Talia, and also
Oh, it's on Talia.
yeah, the continent of
Oh,
Talia.
okay, gotcha.
There's also one in South Point on Monstran, hidden amongst the mountains.
South Point Monstran, hidden amongst the mountains.
Correct. There are others, but I have only ever been to those two.
Okay, give the dyslexic person 1 second.
No, take your time.
Alright. And I'm assuming we are... Who has a map around here? Monstrand is closer, is it not?
Monstran, the Bronzo. Monstran is the continent in which you were attempting to head to, from what I gather.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, truly, at this point, Slorius's hideaway would be closer, but you would be heading into the war-torn Talia.
War-torn Talia. Great. Now, son, how old are you?
26?
Ah, just a young little sprout you are.
Kind of looks at you a little confusedly.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm much younger than I look, I promise. And I wink.
He looks even more confused. Okay.
What do you think? I'm going to turn to you. Oh, God, I'm blanking all of their names. I'm going to turn to Bronzo. What do you think? He looks strong, doesn't he? Does he look like he would make good crew material?
I only take on crew who are loyal.
This one was loyal to the point where they were willing to lay their life on the line for that wild woman. If that's not loyalty, I don't know what is.
Roll influence.
Oh God. 17.
17?
Yep.
Bronzo takes one arm and without his... I think it was Bronzo who was missing the legs. Was it Bronzo?
No,
It was Jean, wasn't it?
Jean.
Okay, yeah, so Bronzo...
The 44-year-old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bronzo kind of kneels down in front of the man. What are your motivations? Why did you join the pirates? I had nowhere else to go, and I have been attempting to save my mother from captivity.
Captivity from whom?
I do not know, but and if you untie my hands, I have notes I can show you.
Notes where?
On my persons, in a hidden pocket.
I'm going to look at all the other crew members about us and say, strip him down, search him.
It's just in my breast pocket, hidden, left inside. No need to take off all my clothes, please.
Fine, we'll do you this service. I'm gonna drop the form. The Fae aspect.
You are very beautiful, if I may say so. And the pirate, or the sailor, reaches in and pulls out 2 notes.
Oh, darling, flattery will get you everywhere, I promise.
And you see that they are sealed with a familiar symbol.
Oh! Sorry.
They are the seal of the censored book, I believe.
Oh, that's right. I do have that written somewhere. I'm sorry, it's been a while. Somewhere. Okay. It's all starting to come together now. I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna tell the captain, if you see this young man fit, I'm going to... How much do you pay your crew, if you don't mind me asking?
Depending on the voyage, at this point it's a gold.
For how long?
For the voyage.
For the voyage.
And if we happen to find any scrap floating, we share it.
I'm gonna turn to the kid, whatever the fuck his name was that I just had. 1 second. Just Tristato. Seems like you're in luck today. I'm feeling awfully generous, so I'm going to pay your starting salary on this ship. Fuck it. I'll pay a platinum for him. This is for you. I'm going to give it to Bronzo. Make sure he gets fair and proper treatment along this vessel for the information that he has shared with us. I feel it's only right. Feel free to do whatever you want with him after this convoy, this cruise is over. You could dump him anywhere for all I care, but for this trip only, take good care of the boy and give him a job.
Crazy.
And I am gonna just slap his face. Not hard.
Yeah, just like a playful...
And I'm gonna go read these shits.
Okay.
After.
While you're reading that, and you can choose to read it out loud if you would like for the party. Or Mandeline, I believe you both had mentioned searching the pirates. Would you like to search the pirates while she is reading?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, why don't you roll a perception check to search the 2 bodies?
Ooh, I got a natural 20.
Oh.
What am I doing? Perception?
Correct.
23. I don't know if I've ever done well on perception.
Alright,
that was great!
Yeah, that's
nice roll, Meredith.
Alright, so you'll have to note this down because I can't give you the coins in person.
Okay.
You find 10 platinum,
Ooh, nice.
3 gold, 20 silver, and 36 copper.
Oh, damn.
And then you also find your black opal.
Yay!
Which was on the captured pirate that was being interrogated.
Okay.
You also find what appears to be some belongings of the crew that were taken, and also a very nice bottle of wine, a vintage that you realize is incredibly valuable. Your father has paid out the nose for a bottle of this same year.
So the crew belongings are just random, whatever.
Yeah, it's like just like a wrist or a pocket watch, a spyglass that's cracked, like a nice hand mirror.
So I would give those belongings back to the crew members. Who they belong.
Okay. Perfect. The crew is thankful for your giving back what you could.
Yes, well, of course.
Your dog is so cute.
What?
Your dog is so cute. Sorry, continue.
He's being okay. Yeah, no, okay, that's probably all for now.
Harry turns to you, So, on a romantic cruise, are we?
I had to tell them something.
You know, just like this dry ocean air.
I'm not the best liar.
No, you're not, but you are very kind, and he kisses your cheek and descends. I'm gonna go check on, Larkinjay and make sure he is alright. And then I will come tend to your wounds, if that's alright.
Okay, thank you.
Oh.
And he descends.
Benjamin, Mandalorian, you'll never guess what kind of pertinence these notes have to our little journey that we've started. Would you like to hear?
I would love to hear.
Excellent. So, this first note, and of course, I've seen this symbol before. I just can't quite remember where I've seen it. But it's of the censored book.
It's of the what?
There's a symbol of the censored book on the back of it. I remember I was in some kind of church or something when I saw it. But, regardless, the first note says, you are to take the great powers for the blue one holds it, but does not know yet. Comprehend their influence. Distract and steal if you can. It should be easy amidst the confusion. Keep them from Pyris if you can. Instead, escape and deliver to the contacted Edisontyre. Find the one immune to the Onyx Star.
Immune to what?
Find the one immune to the Onyx Star.
Ooh.
Yeah, this person, whoever gave these instructions, has terrible handwriting. Love you! The second note says, avoid the moon tower. We don't possibly need two relics in close proximity. We don't know what they might do if the crystal is found. If it is even the crystal we assume it to be. Your assistance will be rewarded, your mother saved if you succeed. Rather direct instructions, wouldn't you think?
Direct but confusing, yes.
What do you make of it, Mandalorian?
I don't know. Do I make anything of it? Does any of this sound familiar to me?
I'm trying to remember when you guys last saw the stamp of the censored book.
Oh, I can look for it too. I had to repost it into my new notebook. So.
Sorry,
I don't recall that at all.
I remember I saw it.
I think that it was something that Bay found, and so I had...
Bay found it, but then I looked at it and I recognized this.
Yeah, sorry, give me a second. I'm running back through our synopsis. Thank heavens I have these things.
Right? Sorry, guys. I wish I could
No, you're
remember.
totally fine. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves for a moment while I find this information that Bay will suddenly recall.
I always ask the hard questions, don't I?
Moon Tower, Beaufort. I feel like I should have written this down, but apparently that was just...
So was that immune to the Onyx what?
Onyx Star.
Star.
You may make a check of your choice. You can try and do nature, society, religion, craft, or spellcraft if you like.
Okay, well, I can pick it?
Yeah, you get to pick which one, whatever you think it may be.
Oh, whatever I think it may be, not whatever I get the highest bonus for.
Yeah.
He's a shit like that.
He is a shit like that.
I will actually roll for Harry first. There is no star I am aware of called the Onyx Star. So you recognize this symbol from the rock within the throat of the killed harbor master.
Oh yeah! Everybody blamed that on me.
I pulled it from her throat and pulls out the
Okay.
rock.
I'm gonna roll with her society then.
Society? Okay.
Why?
I feel like there was one other thing that had that symbol on it.
I got 16.
16?
Yes.
You know the term the onyx star. You've heard it. And you remember it was something that your family may have mentioned at some point. But it was right before you left and you were currently preoccupied.
Could I roll a spellcraft check?
Sure.
15.
The name does bring about a sense of magic to you,
Okay.
but unfortunately it's with your many years of memories.
Okay.
You're not exactly sure what.
Okay. I will just write, what is the onyx star?
I'm sure that symbol was on something else, but unfortunately I cannot find
It
a
was
note
like
of
a
it.
book or something, but I can't. I know
Yeah.
we saw that symbol twice.
Yes.
So.
Sorry, I can't tell you
No, it's
exactly
okay. It's okay. I should have remembered, but I don't remember, so. Curious that this symbol keeps appearing. We should make a mental note to remember it, or shizzle my...
I think I will make a note of that as well.
Yes, in my song ledger. I'll write a song about it. Censored books and onyx stars.
As you're writing in your songbook, I would like you to make a society check.
Okay, I pull out my thing and then I say, society?
Yes.
So that's a natural 19 plus 6, 25.
You remember this name is associated with music,
Onyx star.
the Onyx Star,
Okay.
which comes to you as you're writing in your songbook.
Curious, have I read that before? Onyx star.
There is something familiar.
I swear it has something to do with music, but I'm... Ah, dear. I've learned a lot of songs over the years.
So Mandalion, you may make another society check
Ooh.
with advantage.
Oh, good, because I rolled a 2.
Are these the new
Oh,
up-and-coming
no, I
pop
rolled a
group?
9.
The new rock and roll band of our time?
So that's 14.
Okay, it is not higher than your last roll. It sounds right, but unfortunately you don't
Yeah.
glean any further information from it.
Right.
Curious.
Very. If only I knew more.
If only I too knew more.
So you watch as the pirate is let loose, and you see him immediately get to work. And he says, "I will start working on whatever you wish, Captain." And you see him sent down to the kitchens to work with Bronzo.
I hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. The last thing I want is a thank you card.
I didn't expect that. That was good.
Thank you. So now what? Everyone's looking a little worse for wear. Unfortunately, I'm completely tapped out of any sort of abilities, and my fingers are rather cramped from playing my harp for so long. What about you, Bazamine?
You see that their hands are cut up. I think I am going to go down to my room and speak with the crown.
Okay. Give the crown my most royal of greetings.
Okay, Mari.
You'd better promise me that. Don't just say you're going to do it.
I promise on our friendship.
Aha, that's my blueberry. Excuse me, Mr. Oh, Harry. Don't forget, I romantically boomboxed at the bottom of the crow's nest for you.
Very true, you did. Thank you.
Dandelion, you should talk to the crown too. At some point, I'm sure that they want to talk to you.
Wow, that was the best voice you've ever fucking done.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going now.
Take care.
Is there anything you two would like to do at this time?
I looted, right? Did I successfully loot?
Oh,
Well, you didn't loot yet.
Roll to loot next game.
okay.
And then check the note for any clues from Drago. Those are the two things.
Oh, okay. So, do you have the note I sent you from Drago?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
If I can
Sorry, Mandelion was looting, so...
Yes, that's fine. You can be the looter. That's fine.
Okay.
It's all good. I was too busy with the boy anyway. So many notes.
Okay, so I don't think I actually gave you a note. It said something along the lines of stay safe.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So, I would like you to roll perception on the note and bottle.
Okay. Natural one.
There's... The light reflects off the bottle straight into your retinas.
I also gave the potion to Harry, so...
Sure. So you're blinded and pissed.
Yeah! It's too bright out here. I'm going to go back into my chamber and I'm going to sleep.
Okay. And you go in there and you see that the tub is currently knocked over and it's wet everywhere and the trapdoor is currently sitting out there.
I'm gonna prestidigitate with my sore little fingers the water away since I can still do cantrips.
Alright, so you slowly get all of the water after several castings.
My bathtub. I just plop into my bed and I
Just like, alright.
Yeah, I'm sad.
Okay. So you shut the door and you lay down. Mandelion, Harry comes up. I've done all I can for now. Unfortunately, I'm out of magic. How are you feeling?
I've felt better for sure. I do think I'm going to need to rest.
Let me tend to you.
Giggity. I'm sorry.
So,
Just
wow.
no.
I'm sorry, what was that? No?
It's a just tending.
Okay.
No bound to the wow.
Alright, so as you take the time to rest, and even though it's early, mid-afternoon, you guys are exhausted from everything that happened, you heal 6 points overnight of damage, Mandelion.
Yay.
Good.
How are you looking HP-wise, just for my knowledge?
I have 7.
Holy
Ooh.
crap, okay.
Yeah, you beat the shit out of us last
Oh
game.
my
I
god.
was
Oh,
really,
not out
really
of me.
low.
I was fine. But
I don't think you got hit once.
nope, nobody even cared. They were just too scared to deal with me.
Alright, so you spend the time sleeping. Mandelion, do you do anything while Harry's tending to you? Do you choose to speak to him, the crown, do anything?
No, I think I'm just too wiped out.
Okay. You take the time to rest. You all wake up in the morning and you take the time to prepare your spells. Mandelion, when you wake up, you find a note on your chest.
On my chest, or
Yeah.
my...
Yeah, like on your chest.
Okay.
Wow.
Not written on your chest, but a note is laid on your chest.
Okay, yeah, a note is laying on my...
Yes.
fingers.
And it says, "My friends, I must find the crowns. They are important to the crown, and I am important to him. I cannot let them down. I will find you someday in this life or my next. Much love to you all. Bay, Maxenth, and then Blueberry.
Aww. Aww.
You also find a small drawing of the four of you with, or the five of you, including Harry, with Lark just kind of off to the side.
Aww.
But arms wrapped around Maricena and Mandelion.
I hope there's a really crappy drawing of Caladrian in the background being angry.
There is, and it says, "It's stupid."
Thanks.
And
so it's morning now?
it is morning. Are you taking the time to prepare your spells?
You have spells?
You know that.
No, I didn't know that.
So at this point, you prepare your spells. Harry is doing the same thing. Doesn't seem to be caring much about what you're doing as he's meditating and preparing what he needs to prepare.
I'm meditating.
Okay.
I'm sleeping in.
Okay. I'm assuming...
Because as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna go wake up Marissa.
Damn it.
All right.
Just kidding.
So as soon as you finish, you come to the door where Maricena is currently staying. You encounter sailors. The sun has barely risen, but you slept for probably a good 12, 14 hours.
Lovely.
Okay.
So knock on the door.
All right.
Maricena, are you there? I
Yeah.
have news.
I'm gonna open the door. I'm just gonna look like a freaking sloppy Joe mess. My hair is like up in a messy bun. I've got slobber on my face. I'm wearing an oversized t-shirt. But
And the tub is still knocked over. The trap door is open. All of the bottles that held the scented pieces are on the ground.
Hi.
Oh, good morning.
Mornings are terrible. What can I do for you?
I'm gonna show her the note. Blueberry's gone.
Oh dear. Oh no. This is just dreadful. Can't say I'm surprised at all it though.
You see one of the boats that was kind of left over is missing.
They took one of the safety boats with them, I see. Hopefully they know where they're going.
Seems like a foolish risk to me.
Must be nice having a god that can direct you exactly where you probably need to go, though.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a shame. I'm really going to miss that lovable, big, stupid
Yes.
Blueberry.
As am I.
You find Lark. Yeah, good morning.
Victoria.
Yeah. Top of the morning.
Whoa.
Because I can't do accent.
Hey, McFrenchie.
Well, at least we know he's got French down, too. Lark and Jay. How are you feeling?
I don't know because I don't have access to my character sheet, but I think I'm a little worse for wear.
It looks like you've got a bit of a scar on your chest there.
Yeah, there's a bit of a dent.
Well, at least you have
Gotta
one
be
thing.
gnarly.
At least you have one thing that the ladies will love now.
Ladies like scarves.
If they look good. I don't know, I think that's a pretty nice looking scar. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
Ladies will ask you that kind of thing, you know. It peeks out a little bit between the folds, the collar of your shirt.
All right. I don't know how to do his voice. I don't know what he would say yet. I haven't interacted with him enough.
Of course you do! I meant to get the scar. I did it on purpose.
At this point, you see Harry coming up. All right, I have spells now. Who's all hurt?
I'm so hurt. I'm almost out of life energy.
Uh-huh. He goes up to Mandelion and Lark and You heal 15 points of damage.
Awesome.
How are you feeling? How are you looking?
Good, fine as hell, she is.
Much better, thank you.
Are you still damaged?
I'm 22 of 27.
He takes one more and grabs your hand.
Oh.
Aww.
No.
And you heal to full HP. I don't know how Lark is doing, so I'm just assuming he's fine.
Ah, he looks fine. Don't you, Lark?
Oh,
yes, I've never felt better. By the way, we're going to have matching scars on our chests.
No, I have this dent in my chest.
Oh, man. Like the little one said, the ladies are gonna love it. Well, not this lady. Maybe she won't like it because you're scarred now, but she should like it. It means you're a strong-ass man.
I don't think I've ever had the term strong-ass man be thrown at me before.
I'm gonna bromance this. Puts his hand on his shoulders. Ah, man. You're looking manlier by the day.
Oh, sorry. Flora's in here.
Aww.
Dogs are barking.
Wow. Bork.
Okay, sorry.
You're fine. So at this point, Harry just looks a little confused. That feels really good, thank you.
Oh, anything you need, pal. Anything you need. He kind of leans in. Just between you and me, I was starting to feel like it was a bit of a flower fest up in here, but it's nice to know that we have each other in these hard times.
A flower fest?
I don't know. That just sounds like something he would say, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
Yeah, a flower fest.
Don't think about it too hard. And he slaps your butt. Alright, I'm gonna go up onto the top of the ship and see if the crew needs any help cleaning or anything like that. You two take care. And for goodness sakes, you're too quiet in your rooms. I can hear flies digging their way through the walls. Just come on.
Harry looks a little... Are you getting a gay vibe? I'm getting a little bit of a gay vibe.
He's a little gay, yeah.
He keeps touching me a lot. I mean, it feels good, but...
It's definitely feeling like a bromance at the very least.
Don't you think that means that you are a little bit gay? If it feels nice to you?
It's more of the back massages that I like.
I think we're all a little bit gay. But
Yeah,
what do I know? I've only been alive for 2,000 years or so.
Well, now that we're here, do we have any other secrets we need to discuss? Anything at all we need to get out so we can just be done with surprises? Also, let's put your room back together. And you watch as Harry pushes your trapdoor back into place and flips the bathtub up and starts picking up bottles.
Oh, Harry.
It starts putting them up.
You picked a good one, Mandalion.
Just, it was fake, I guess.
Don't let him out of your sight. If you can, just put like a manacle around him and just around his neck and make sure he doesn't get away.
All right, Marasana, I don't think that will be necessary, thank you.
He might be into it.
He takes the time and he holds up a bottle of orange blossom and jasmine. This is broken. There seems to be no more oil left in it. I don't know what you want to do with the bottle.
Is it a viable bottle? Could I use it?
It's broken.
Oh, it's broken?
Yeah, all of the oil that was in it seemed to have seeped into the floor.
Poop. Okay, I was hoping it was just an empty bottle. No, we can toss that.
Kind of
Right
puts it
into
in his
the
pocket.
ocean with the fishes.
Or I'll responsibly get rid of this glass.
Who cares? We just throw all of our garbage in the ocean anyway.
Not gonna matter. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, and
It's medieval times. We just throw our shit out the window.
Harry just drops the vial out the porthole.
Wow, he didn't have to listen to what I said.
I guess I don't have to lug it around.
I mean, it's a broken bottle. You could have cut yourself on it. We don't want that happening, now, do we?
And now some poor mermaid's gonna cut herself on it.
Are there mermaids over here?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm still a little goofy.
Alright, does anyone want to have any conversations or have any discussions in this space?
I don't know, Mandalorian, do we want to talk about our game plan at all? Or do we just
Do
want
we
to...
have a game plan?
I honestly don't know. Because...
I mean, and it's kind of a problem with, like, Cooper not here.
Yes, I feel like because we had a month to kill, and we wanted to make it to the moon tower because we didn't have that many options.
Right.
But I don't 100% know why we need to go to the moon tower, but this note says to avoid the moon tower, so I kind of want to just explore it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of curious.
Like, I'm kind of down to just do the whole, like, explorer thing, you know?
Explore the moon tower?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, alright.
I don't know.
Stay away,
we might
let's
find some
go.
cool shit in there.
I mean, I would assume so, since somebody doesn't want us there.
What do you think this crystal is that they might be talking about?
Crystal? Or the onyx?
Well, on this note, the second note says, we don't know what they might do if the crystal is found. What crystal are they talking about?
I don't know. I missed that the first time the note was read.
Okay, do you want me to read the entirety of the note again?
No, that's okay.
Okay, I can if you want me to.
Okay, one more time.
Okay, I'll read it in Danicka voice.
Okay.
Avoid the moon tower. We don't possibly need 2 relics in close proximity. We don't know what they might do if the crystal is found. If it is even the crystal we assume it to be. Your assistance will be rewarded, your mother saved, if you succeed.
Okay, and where did these notes come from?
From Thirsty Boy.
Tristato.
Tristato, I'm sorry. For some reason I thought it was Thirstato or something, but no, Tristato.
Okay, so they weren't addressed to any of us specifically.
They're addressed to him, because he said that he needed his mom to be saved, and that's why he joined the pirates.
Okay.
The first one, the one that mentions the Onyx Star, it says something about, obviously it says Bazanine.
Right, the blue one.
Yes, distract and steal if you can. So I'm assuming they were coming to take Bazanine. It should be easy amidst the confusion. Keep them from Pyris if you can. Instead, escape and deliver to the contact in Ellisentire.
I will clarify. It says the powers 4, so it's referring to taking the
crowns. Okay, so they're taking the crowns to that witch over in Ellisentire. I bet. I mean, of course, the queen there is going to want more power. She and I have been at it for a long time, but there's no way that she would stoop to something so unsavory. So I don't think it could possibly be her.
I have no idea who it could be.
All I know is I don't want to be caught dead in Ellisentire. Lest I be caught dead.
Right.
Especially in this body. If I was in my regular body, I'd be fine. Also, there's some words here that are kind of scribbled out. It says, "You all know." I don't know if that was intentional or not.
You all know.
But they're scribbled out. So I'm not entirely sure if that was intentional or not. Instead, escape and deliver to a contact in Ellisentire you all know. If they have a contact in Monstran, Ellisentire is a kingdom of Monstran, one that I despise. But they are there nonetheless. It is their fault that I am in this body right now.
Yes.
Harry sits back. Are you saying that you think the contact is, as you described, a witch? You think they are the same person, or
Oh no, I was referring to the queen.
Queen or princess?
Well, both, quite frankly.
Oh. You don't do well with other royalty, do you?
Well, they keep trying to impede on my land. Get off my lawn, I keep saying, but they won't get off my lawn. They think they can just step all over me because I'm old.
I thought this onyx star would be some sort of constellation, maybe, of reference, but I don't... I think it's important that we find out.
Maybe it's not literally a star.
But it seems important. Someone immune to the onyx star.
Do you think that could have been Bazamin?
Seems like it from the note.
I don't know if that... Maybe. It does mention the blue one above.
But then again, it does say at the very end, find the one immune to the onyx star. At the very end. It sounds as though they're trying to figure out who that is.
So maybe they don't know directly who, but this is a clue to find that person, that contact?
Potentially.
Well, I suppose... Well, we're headed to Monstran anyway. I suppose we could choose to continue to your country, or we could stop en route to Ellisentire.
Fine, but you will have to cloak me very carefully.
What is with your current body that would cause problems, if you don't mind my asking?
It's horrible. And I think I might be in their court jester's body. If that makes any sense. Not court jester, court bard. But she looks like a jester, does she not?
If you say so, alright. That would be problematic. Unfortunately, our master makeup artist seems to have left.
That's okay, we have time to learn.
Okay. Well, I suppose we have some direction. At least now we're going to go to the Moon Tower and have a reason to go there rather than just a sightseeing trip. I don't know if I find that reassuring or practically nerve-wracking.
Why are you so afraid of the Moon Tower?
He's not sure if he finds the reason to go to the Moon Tower nerve-wracking or reassuring.
Nerve-wracking or...
Reassuring.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was that you had said?
Okay.
Oh. Well, I suppose we'll find out. So...
Yeah, we won't know until we get there.
Well, I'm gonna make sure the rest of the crew is alright. I don't think anyone was injured at all.
How can you be when neither side was doing anything other than...
Standing around, fascinated by you.
I mean, or we could just be happy that there was no casualties on our boat.
Valid point. Alright, I am going to make sure that I can provide any service. I'm going to check on Jean's legs and see if there's something I may be able to improve upon. I don't know if there's anything I can do. I don't have any sort of regenerative spells, but maybe I can make sure his legs are fine, I suppose.
If we ever run into that curious little Caladrian again, perhaps he'd know a way to make new limbs. Or contact soon, maybe make new limbs.
Oh, that would be good. Do we have a way to contact him?
I don't really want to.
Oh.
But it was just a possibility.
I suppose that makes sense. Well, we'll keep an eye out, and now we have a reason, I guess, if we run into him.
I suppose.
I didn't find him particularly... Well, now that Bay's not here, we probably would get along better. They didn't get along well. I don't know why.
No, not at all.
Well, I'm going to go check. If there's anything else I can help with, please let me know.
Indeed.
And Harry gets up and leaves. Your room looks pristine, except for the broken bottle that's now missing, which you remember to be the favorite scent.
Well, shucks.
Is there anything you would like to do with your current time or your day?
I'm just gonna walk around, prestidigitate, clean, shoot the shit, sing, all the fun jazzes.
Okay. Mandeline, is there anything you would like to do with your time?
I'm gonna go see Dolores and put that expensive bottle of wine in the pack.
I thought you were gonna say in her
I'm
mouth.
not carrying it. No.
Okay.
And, I think I might just try to talk to the crown.
Oh.
Okay. So Dolores seems really unbothered by the occurrences of what happened, fighting on the ship and the cannons, but is very happy to see you, kind of nuzzles up against you, nibbles on your chin a little bit. What are you trying to say to the crown?
I just feel very confused by everything, Crown, and I don't know what's going on. And now that Phazomine's gone, I just feel super lost. So if you could just let me know if I'm going in the right direction or point me in the right direction, hey, that would be awesome.
Why don't you roll a percentile die for me?
I got 76.
You feel your prayer is heard, and you get a sense of reassurance, but you don't hear the voices that you remember before. So you know that you were heard, and you have this positive feeling from that interaction.
Okay.
But other than that, it feels a bit enigmatic.
Well, that was helpful, thank you. Alright, that's it. I got another fortune cookie for Dolores.
Oh, okay.
Of course. But she's not diving.
Alright, let me pull up my fortune cookie crapper.
And we need a fortune cookie every day, yo.
Alright. So, Being Human is a play where the star is the cosmos.
The star is the what?
Cosmos.
Okay.
And the other side, cognition is the reproduction of the transfrictionality of probability.
Again, very helpful. Not as helpful as the crown. Poor Mandeline.
Aww.
Okay.
Alright, is there anything you guys would like to do with the time on this journey? Or for the rest of the day?
Nah.
Okay, so you're taking the time to shoot the shit and play.
Yes.
And Mandeline, are you speaking to people, keeping to yourself in any sort of interaction?
I think they, not like real in-depth conversations or anything, but just kind of wandering around and observing and,
Okay.
say hi, but nothing,
Okay, I would like, Mandeline, for you to roll just a d20, just a straight d20.
Roll what, sorry?
A d20.
I got 7.
Okay. You notice that the pirate that Maricena had paid for their current wages seems to be working well in the kitchen with Bronzo. It seems like there's a bit of hesitancy, but this was the very polite pirate you interacted with before, and you notice that he very much has the, yes sir, no sir, please, thank you. Seems to be extremely well-mannered, and is getting along fairly well, and actually brings you some food at some point and has a moment of thanking you for the time that he robbed you and apologized for taking your things, and wanted to make sure that you did indeed get your black opal back.
I did get my black opal back, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're quite a polite pirate.
There's not many of us, but we try. And I would like you to roll a d20 as well as a performance check for me.
D20 is 11.
Okay.
Performance is a natural 1.
So,
my fingers are so sore from yesterday. Just playing up the storm.
okay. So, you,
I'm just kind of in a trolly mood today.
A little bit. So, you...
I walk behind everyone and I narrate what they're doing in song.
As shooting the shit, you kind of gather more information about the crew and you learn more about the formation of the company. And it seems that this was built by these two brothers years ago. Initially by the first and the second one joined when he became of age.
Okay.
They are from different fathers.
Okay, so Parker Rose are from different fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They also bring you a fresh strawberry that one of them had hidden away that is as big as your head.
Yes!
And while you're starting to try and play your music, you break a string. And blink! Which luckily, you have a spare of.
Yes.
So you spend the time repairing your instrument.
Got it. Cool.
Which is why you can't play.
Okay, no problem.
So...
I'm gonna eat that strawberry just because it's fresh.
Okay. It's delicious, and maybe it's slightly overripe, but that just makes it so much more flavorful.
I probably have, like, red all over
You do, it's dripping down.
Yes!
Alright. So the next few days seem to occur without much incident. I'm assuming you guys are doing the same thing.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I'll say that information I gave you is kind of a carryover. During one night, while you are on the deck of the ship, I would like each of you to roll a d20 for me. You both are there at different times.
Ooh, I was about to put that dice in jail, but that's a nat 19.
Okay.
I got a 3.
Alright. So, Mandalion, you are looking a different direction. You hear, oh, did you see that? And you turn around and so it said, there was a shooting star that just landed over there.
Oh.
And you see that.
Oh, what?
And you see they're pointing off in the direction of Quenzit, where you had seen a star falling prior.
Ooh. Falling star toward Quenzit.
Range.
But you did not witness this occurrence yourself.
Did you see anything happen when it landed?
It just disappeared.
It just disappeared over there.
Well, it's so far away you wouldn't see where it landed. It just more streaked across the sky.
Yeah. Interesting.
And you got a natural 20, so what was your total?
I don't know what I was rolling for.
Perception.
Perception, okay. That would be 25.
You noticed as you were around the northern coast of Omun, you saw this edifice sticking up from the ground, or the remains of an edifice, and
on the coastline?
And someone points out to you, that's the moon tower, and you see that it's on this top of this exceedingly tall cliff.
Okay.
And as the night falls, you see that there's kind of lights in the moon tower itself, and you see that there's these orbs, these glowing white orbs, 3 of them, that are kind of moving about.
Circulating about.
On the top of this tower. And you see that they appear to rise and fall as they're going through these rotations. I would like you to make a nature check.
Okay, 14.
You realize that these are the orbits of the 3 moons.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
But you realize that they're slightly different. They're where the moon's orbits were about 6,000 years ago.
Okay, and I know this from my readings.
Your readings and your witnessing of the changing over your lifetime.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So they still have, it's a very slight change that really wouldn't be perceived by anyone who hasn't lived an exceedingly long life.
God, that's fucking cool. Submarine tower, moon's formation. Okay, cool.
But you see that the crew around you seems uneasy. That's not a normal occurrence.
That for the crew to be...
It's not a normal occurrence to see that display that's there. That has never happened before. Not once in my travels have I witnessed...
Who is this talking?
This is Jean.
Jean.
I would reconsider your journey there.
No, I think we're on to something quite marvelous, actually.
And dangerous.
It makes me all the more eager to go investigate, if you will.
Well, you make sure you stay safe. And you take a look as he gets up. Roll perception.
12.
You see that he appears to be walking with a little bit more ease as he works his way back to his quarters.
Noted.
Alright. Is there anything that you guys would like to do in this time on the ship? Are you assisting? Are you still continuing to clean, I'm assuming?
Yes. How long is it going to be until we get there?
You've been going for about...
Because we can see the moon tower.
Yes, so it's on the northern portion, but there's these sheer cliffs that are kind of around.
Okay,
So Vo is
we
on
have
the
to go
southern.
all the way around.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it was about a week and a half. I think that it was a week and a half to
Okay.
get there, so it's been about 3 days.
Okay.
So it's going to be another 4-ish days before you make it back.
Okay.
Or before you make it to Vo, and then you'll have to continue the journey
Okay.
over
4
the
days till
Firelands.
Vo.
Yes.
Tilvo.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Is there anything you're doing besides cleaning the ship, and are you still attempting to play?
Yeah, I'm still playing.
Okay, make a performance check for me.
Okay. And then there's one other thing I would like to try to do.
Yeah.
15 plus 12, 27.
Okay, that's noted. And what other thing would you like to do?
I would like to kind of take the notes that we have, and I would like to take some time to think them over and process them, and maybe analyze them with if there's any residue or anything on them.
Okay.
I'm just gonna spend a lot of time over this course of events trying to find any clues on these
Sure.
notes.
So there's going to be a few rolls I want you to make.
Okay.
So, and you'll get different things for each one. So I would like you to make a perception check.
Okay. 12.
12 total.
Yes.
Okay, I would also like you to make a society check because you're doing a linguistics.
Okay. Natural 20. And
Okay.
Society of 6.
And,
See, I'm rolling well now
Yeah.
because I rolled so shitty
Yeah.
last time.
that was, and
You
a
know.
spellcraft check as well.
Okay. Let's try this guy. Okay. 17.
Okay. So your performance goes over well. People sit about on the deck of the ship as you play during what would be mealtime, but rather than eating below as they usually do, they bring their food up and sit around you.
Huzzah!
You
I'm
actually make about 20 silver from the crew tipping you for your music.
Hell yeah.
One of them actually thanks you for cleaning his bunk. And he said you even got the mold off of the bottom.
It's what I do, darling.
And I'll give you the results of that in a moment, of your
Okay.
3 rolls. Mandalorian, what would you like to do during the next 4 days on your journey?
Nothing that I can think of right now.
Okay.
Nothing stands out to me, so.
Okay. So you're not going to talk to the crown or talk to the crew?
I'm debating talking to the crown again.
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright, if you want to, it's fine. You can just send out your prayer and roll for me.
No, I don't think I want to.
Okay. Okay. I would like you to roll a percentile die for me as well.
Me?
Yes.
44.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll figure it out later.
Yeah, okay, great.
So, as you continue to take the time looking at the note, I think the first one that you did was perception. The note appears to be written in just a standard ink. You take time looking at the stamp on the back, and you see that it's a wax stamp, but also more than just wax. As you look beneath it, there is a scorch mark of this symbol on it, making sure that this is very evident who it belongs to. Your linguistics check reveal that this message is purposefully vague. there's an intention behind it that is being hidden, just enough to glean basic information. But it appears that if this note was given to someone who had more knowledge, they may get something else from it. Whether that's a cipher or some other type of hidden messaging, you're not sure. And then for your society... Oh, I'm sorry. That's what you got from the linguistics. First, that is society. And then your spellcraft check, there may be some magic on here that requires a specific trigger, but you can't determine if it's good or bad. There just seems to be some type of aura on here, but it's so faint and obscure that it may have been something that was already triggered.
Okay.
May have been something what?
Oh, that was already triggered.
Okay. You guys are breaking up a little bit on me.
Oh, sorry. It may have been something that was already triggered.
Okay.
Okay. So you notice that as the ship continues along, you do notice again the moon rotations. It's further away, so you can't see it as clearly, but you notice that there's like a stutter to the movements. And the subsequent night, just very off in the distance, you see it again, but it appears to be like the orbs are shattering or breaking, or not necessarily
Moons
like
are kind of glitching out.
Exactly. It's more of a glitch, like a failing of whatever maybe magic or representation you're seeing, as opposed to the moons actually breaking in like some sort of destructive property. Mandalorian, you, over the course of one night, you have a dream.
I have a dream?
You have a dream.
Okay.
And what you see is Bay sailing on the boat. And they say, "Tell Mandalorian that I miss her.
Aww.
And to stay safe. And that they should keep talking to you because you're like really cool and stuff. And I'm gonna kill that bitch and take her coat.
And I am going to eat her. Don't forget about that."
Right? I'm going to eat her.
And then it kind of fades back. Whether or not this is a true vision or just a wishful dream is unclear.
Right. Okay.
It could be anything.
But it appears that Bay is saying other things, but you can't make them out either for whatever reason or... So,
sounds good.
You then arrive early, or middle of the night, you arrive in Vaux. And in the distance you see the Firelands, just this constant yellow, orange, and red glow in the distance.
Is it almost like looking at like magma that's been poured over and then kind of hardened, and then there's just light coming from the cracks, or is it like...
It's more...
active lava?
It's more active than that. There are parts of it that do have that kind of cracked over, broken quality, but a lot of this seems to be free-flowing and stagnant. Like there's enough heat in the lava itself that it is not hardening.
How beautiful.
You see, as you draw closer, that there's these almost unnatural spires of stone that are breaking up from different locations. From whatever destructive cataclysm that occurred with the moon tower, these seem to be remnants sticking up from these various tendrils of land that reach in. And you have to actually pull between these two tracts of land to reach Vaux. And there's just, it's an unearthly, unnatural feeling in this location.
I should build a vacation home here. That would be excellent.
And you're watching these creatures kind of in the distance, and there's also like a flying creature that you see. They're very small. They're almost like flies or gnats, but as they fly up to you, feel their heat.
Ooh,
and
fire
one
gnats.
lands on your cheek and burns you.
Ah!
And as you slap it, you kind of burn your hand and have to like wave it to put it out.
Make it stop!
So you take 1 point of fire damage, which will heal by the next day. As it just... Mandalorian, you witness this burning bug.
Ouch! Oh my gosh!
Do you see it?
There's
Did
a little...
you see that?
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
There's a little scorch mark.
How dare
on the
damage my
cheek
precious face.
and hands. It doesn't look like it's going to leave a scar, but it does look like it'll be there for maybe a day or so and fade away.
Those little buggers hurt. Everyone, be careful. I hate bugs. God.
Didn't you summon a beetle made of fire?
Yes, but he is my fire beetle. And so that makes him special.
Oh, okay.
And good.
Okay.
But anything that hurts me, it can die.
Bad.
Bad. Yes, very bad.
Lark kind of goes up on the deck of the ship. We should probably find an inn or something.
Good thinking, Lark.
For the night, at least,
Agreed.
and then charter a boat. Mandalorian, don't... He cracks his back. Don't you know something about these boats, that the land ships or something, about how to choose one? You should probably be in charge of picking that
I
out.
think I do. Let's find out. Oh my god. If I do, I don't have anything.
I don't think I was there when we chartered our boats.
No,
No, it was just Mandalorian, that's right.
You remember, and I can give it to you if you don't have it.
I remember that we want to find a ship that has good seams.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yellow flag with a flower. We have to
Well, that was
avoid.
the
We have to
boat.
avoid
Wasn't
that
that
one, right?
Boat? That was the initial boat. to get
Specialty
there.
boat. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're probably right.
It wasn't not.
Well, I have this near
Fire.
Moon Tower, Fire Lavascape, Cataclysm effects, 2 weeks there. I think we were supposed to avoid a yellow flag with a flower. And then it says specialty boat from On's Oasis? From Oasis?
Oh, that was another option where you could charter a land ship.
Oh, right, okay.
If you had gone from
From the other place.
yeah, by land only.
Well, poop, I'm sorry. I tried to help y'all.
Oh, here we are. A show dinner and another show. There was... You did learn about ships to avoid.
Was it the yellow flower flag?
That's the only thing I have.
Yeah,
Yellow flower flag.
And I do remember the good seams. They need
And
to
you
have
learned
good
like a various
metal
cost
seams.
of what it would cost like a decade or two ago. So you kind of know the price range.
Yeah, because we had 20 gold pieces per party member on the Parker brothers. But then, shoot. Yeah, I don't have much
Okay.
more than that.
I'll give you the information whenever you choose to look at the ships, whether that's
Thanks.
tonight or tomorrow. So it's the middle of the night, or early evening, I suppose, probably around 6. So places are still open. You could probably find a meal if you so chose, or you can choose to go to the inn. It seems like this is a very small community, mostly restricted by what appears to be the magma, the firelands surrounding this location.
Is it kind of glowing here?
It is. Not in this spot that you're in, there's actually trees, but it
Okay.
appears that a lot of buildings are actually built on logs, floating on the water itself.
To kind of keep away from...
Exactly, and you
Okay.
notice that there's a lot of quick releases on them, so it seems that any land that is built on is not necessarily trusted to remain stable. There are a few buildings that are actually built on the land itself, but you also notice that there's a very wide base around them, almost like a sidewalk, so if there was some sort of flame that it would have to cross, that barrier wouldn't melt the ground itself.
Okay. Yes, I suppose we should say goodbye to these folk that so graciously let us aboard their ship.
Bronzo and Jean, we will be back in about, a week and a half, I think is what we agreed on.
Okay, so the Parker Bros are going to be back in a week and a half?
I think that's the agreement I gave you, right, Mandalorian?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. Or, yeah. That's what we'll say. I'll say a week and a half. Okay.
And how long will you be staying in port then for?
We will stay for a day waiting for you. If we don't hear from you, we will make sure that we leave with the harbor master your fee for that last half of the voyage. At least a portion of it.
Okay.
We appreciate you keeping our crew safe.
We could try to come back with a day to spare, just to be sure we can make it back to our ship. Does that sound cool with everyone? I'm talking
Cool
to...
with me.
Okay.
Harry, I'm good.
Okay.
So...
That way we can ensure that we will be able to get back, so that we can go back to my home.
Bronzo actually reaches out for your hand and takes it and kisses it. Thank you so much for your music. And actually gives you a small gift that's wrapped in cloth. And then you see as the ship actually, some supplies are carried on and off, and it actually leaves shortly thereafter.
I would like to poke my head in the little baggie to see what it is.
You see about 8 sausages that Bronzo had made before that are wrapped up for you.
Okay. Not what I expected. I was expecting it to be that smelly stuff, but this is good smelly stuff too.
Right, you now have, it's actually a pound.
Is it like dried? Kind of like jerky?
No, it's like a fresh sausage, but they're heavily salted, so
Okay,
it'll last you a while.
Okay, great.
Okay. Alright, so now that you've arrived and got that, we're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back.
Yay!
Alright, let me get over to
Woo!
an intermission. There we go. We're back.
Woo!
Sorry for the delay. I had to edit some camera work and whatnot. But at this moment, you guys are currently in Vaux. You have not yet found a place to rest.
Yes, so we will wander around until we find a place to rest. Sounds good?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular? Like, are you looking for a nicer place or just any place at the moment?
Looking at anything you broke up there.
Are you looking for anything particularly of a particular quality?
I mean, you know, not the lowest quality, but not the highest either.
Okay. Who's looking?
A mid-range.
Okay, who's looking?
I will look.
All right, roll perception.
I was gonna say, yes, let's have Marson look.
Ooh. 17 plus 6. So
Okay.
23.
So your tastes are higher than the average party member. So,
Yes.
so when
That's not a good idea.
when Mandelion says looking for moderate quality, you take that as I'm gonna find someplace frickin' nice.
It'll be nice for me and all of my friends.
So you find It's a hotel boat of sorts. It's floating on the water.
Botel.
Yes, a botel.
Yes.
And
Okay.
it's kind of on very light waves. It's very gentle. It seems to be shielded in this kind of cove that you're in. It is called. Hang on, I think of a name. I have issues with names.
Yes, you do.
It's the.
Don't call it something dumb.
I'm trying not to.
I can see it on his face.
Come on, come on.
Da, 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 da.
The throne.
Really?
It's called the throne.
Okay.
God, guys.
That's a pretty sad name, but okay, we're at the throne.
Fitting. Let's go inside, shall we?
So you go in and you see that the floor is actually made
Of lava.
in tile work to look like the Fireland
And
itself.
we all have to jump from the just to the front desk.
And you see that it actually kind of is the land itself. It's done meticulously to demonstrate the difference between the like solid land and the looser area itself. This stonework, you assume is probably expensive, and it looks very thin though, so that way the logs itself could support the stone.
Okay.
But you see that there's kind of a desk up at the front, and there's a woman you see is polishing her glasses. Just,
Hello there.
oh, good evening.
I see you have an establishment of quite nice quality here.
Oh, the throne is of the greatest repute.
Well, with a name like the Throne, I would hope so. How much is it to procure a room for the night?
Just one room? She kind of looks at your party of...
No, but per room.
Oh,
Sorry.
per room? How long would you be staying?
Just for the night, darling.
Just for the night? Oh, well, you're not going to be able to enjoy all our amenities. So I suppose I'll cut out the spa and the other usage. But
I'd like the spa. Unless
Alright.
there's spas and rooms that could be brought up to rooms.
I can. That is a different upgrade. But I could probably get you... are you getting... How many rooms are we getting? I might be able to get you some sort of discount.
Let's see. Larking Jay, the Lovebirds, myself.
So 3.
3 rooms.
3 rooms? Let's see. Would they all need this spa?
No.
Just for me. And my pet rat.
Oh, you have a pet. We do have a pet deposit.
Oh. Is there a stable for my mule?
We do provide stable services included with your room. Will we be keeping your animal during the duration of your stay, or are you taking them with you? Are you here to see the Firelands themselves?
Ooh, Mandalime. We could probably find another stable to leave Dolores at when we leave for the Firelands, because I think it would probably be a bad idea, don't you think? Or should we take Dolores with us?
Okay, so out of character here.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something that Dolores was carrying, the big ass cask of water?
The cask of water.
That
Okay,
we were
so
gonna
Dolores
use?
is coming with us then.
And that we were gonna try to figure out how to get her
I
on
just
a
couldn't-
land ship.
I just couldn't remember what we were supposed to do with that.
Alright, and hold on, my dog is barking. I just gotta let him out of my room real quick.
That's okay.
So, I'll wait to give you the exact price.
Okay. Or you could just tell me now because the suspense is killing me.
Oh, you
Okay,
see,
sorry.
you see, she has an abacus and is doing
That's
the
okay.
calculation. 3 rooms for a night, 1 with spa. That would be a total of 25 gold pieces for the night.
Oh, I would be happy to pay that. That's total, right?
That's total.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
With a 1 gold pet deposit.
26. You know what? I'll make it even 30 for all for tip. Since you've been so gracious to us.
Well, at that price, I can't help but offer you our dinner package. Is there a meal that you would like brought to your rooms?
Oh, would all 3 of us get that service?
Oh, at that price, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Is there any chance that you serve meals of the seafaring variety. I find myself craving something like lobster or shrimp or something to that effect.
Oh,
It's been a very long time.
I will make sure that you receive our finest ocean fare.
Excellent.
And will that be for all of you? Will you all like
I
us?
think that, yes, everyone should partake. Oh, if I could also get some nice red berries and red fruits and things of that. Quit messing with the camera. Of that variety. That would be fantastic.
Oh, of course we can do that. And kind of looks
Maybe
over to
a
you.
bottle of wine per each room.
At that, of course. She gives you individual keys for your rooms, except for Mandelion and Harry, who each get their own key.
Worth it. Worth it. Worth it.
And your mule, if you just bring them to the door, will make sure they are taken care of.
To the pasture?
To the door.
Door. Sorry, I was trying to read your lips. Look like pasture.
Alright, so you take Dolores to the door and they're taken over and kind of around the back. As you're brought to your rooms, Mandelion and Harry get a room that seems fairly nice. There's a lot of candles in this space, as well as kind of a single...
A lot of what?
Candles.
Candles, thank you.
There's a single glowing orb, very reminiscent of the restaurant that you had been in before, where they had the glowing glass orbs. There's also a bathtub in there that fits 2 people, and it's kind of heart-shaped.
Damn! Good Lord. So we got the honeymoon suite, is what you're saying.
It's not the honeymoon suite, believe it or not.
But this is the throne. The throne is great.
It's very, very nice, and you see that the bed is almost overflowing with pillows. And as you sit down in it, you sink.
I want to go here in real life. Jealousy.
Right, I'm ready.
Alright, and then I'm just going to do each room at a time. As your meal appears, you are given 2 very extravagant lobster dinners, what appears to be a baked potato with some drizzled sauce that, as you taste it, is reminiscent of saffron with butter and chives. And you also get a very nice bottle of champagne for 2 chilled, brought up to your space. And you see that there is also a vial that seems to be scented body oil, as well as a bath for bubbles.
Damn, they're going the extra freaking mile here. Wow.
Yeah, a little bit. So, as Lark is given his room, he's given a single very large bath,
I'm gonna
single
gnome,
bed.
I'm gonna gnome next to him, just little Mr. Crab Scuttle, and just check out his room too.
Alright, his room looks not as nice as the one that the 2 had, but it's very nice for 1. Also it's a single bed, but they seem to sink into it as well. And he just kind of lays down and immediately starts snoring.
Well, somebody's getting a little spoiled under my employment and is really not very grateful, but...
You see a shrimp dish brought to him and kind of set next to his bed, as well as a bottle of what appears to be a very nice wine pairing for the meal. And then she kind of takes, "May I take your backpack from your animal and escort you?"
I think that would be delightful.
She takes the backpack off of Packrat and carries it for you over to your room, which you see is a double-door suite, and she
I just like
unlocks
to
it.
think that his fur is all like
Matted,
fucked up
yeah.
because like just sticking out in different directions where the backpack was.
And you open, and what you see is a very large, almost, you would think jacuzzi tub minus the jets. And you see that there is a man and woman there. One with like what appears to be like a manicure set and various shampoos. The other one has a massage table and is standing there waiting. And you see about 3 different varieties of food. You see a lobster dish. You see a shrimp cocktail. You see
yeah, my
also
eyes are
crab
fucking
legs.
sparkles right
Kind
now.
of just sitting along with, you see a candle flame with a tub of butter ready for you to dip it in. You have a giant,
tub of butter.
a very large bottle.
Slather it all over me, baby. I'm fucking ready.
A large bottle of red wine and a variety of berries, and you see a fondue pot. And you see as they pour the red wine into the chocolate and stir it, so you have a red wine dark chocolate to dip your berries into.
God, it pays to be rich.
And your bed
Right?
is comically oversized for you, but would be oversized for anyone who is It could be like two very large.
It's like I'm laying in the middle of a room.
You are.
It's just the bed.
And you see that there's a variety of oils and massages. You also have that very large lamp, but yours is actually floating around the room and kind of gives you this beautiful glow.
Am I allowed to take some of the oils when I leave?
You'll have to ask them.
Okay, alright.
So they strip you down.
Oh
and
damn, I don't even like, oh wow.
And they start massaging you while one is feeding you slowly
Oh my god.
the food and
I
starts
want this
manicuring
so
you.
bad in real life, like you
And they start manicuring you and giving you food between your manicure. They start doing your toes as well, and you spend the night bathed in luxury,
Yes!
fed, massaged, left
Buttery
soaking in a bath.
lobster.
They give you slices of cucumber that cover your eyes. And you are covered, and they ask you your preferred scent.
Oh. I guess I'll have to go with orange blossoms.
And you see them actually, you see fresh orange blossom flowers, and they start grinding into a mortar and pestle.
Wow.
And they take this oil and they slather it over your body.
Damn.
And they start massaging your scalp, and you spend the night just bathed in
I just
luxury.
melt into a puddle. This is it.
And you are
Marcella
very
has
full.
died. She has died of luxury. Like, her little gnome body is just liquid.
And so you spend the evening melting into the bed, and you actually, in your dreams, you feel that there's this unnatural sense of peace and relaxation.
This is
unnatural.
I am back to.
As in, like, the room itself is providing this, not necessarily internal.
Oh, it's like infused.
Exactly.
Oh, damn.
So, Mandel, is there anything you guys would like to do with your evening besides, melt into the bed?
Yeah, no, I'm 100% just invested in this
Okay.
experience.
So, you also, for the next week,
Oh,
get a +1 morale bonus,
Well,
okay.
and that applies to dexterity saves.
Oh, yes, I'm so
Because you are so relaxed.
Yes. Oh, hell yeah.
And you also receive 1 temporary hit point for that week.
Oh, plus
One
one
what?
per week.
Temporary hit point.
oh,
Is there anything you want to do with your evening, Mandelion?
no, I don't think so. I think, let's just, Harry and I will enjoy our little dinner and champagne and
Bath.
bath, yes. So, we're not taking a bath together. That's too. Mandeline's just getting used to this whole thing, guys. We've only made out still.
Oh, come on.
Harry, you watch as Harry kind of points up at the ceiling, and you realize that it's glass and you can see the stars.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And he starts telling you about more of the constellations, and you
That
watch
he fucking made up.
and you watch a shooting star again cross over and head in a direction that you think is Clendit and Convis.
Harry, you seem to know a lot about the stars, yes?
Oh, I do, of course.
How frequent would you say shooting stars are? I feel like I don't see them very frequently, but maybe that's just because I don't spend a lot of time looking at the sky.
It really depends. At times they can be common. I mean, there's supposed to be a meteor
showers, right?
Yeah, there's a meteor shower that's supposed to be happening in the next couple days, but preceding and after there tend to be shooting stars that occur.
I just feel like I've seen a couple of shooting stars in the recent few days, and it seems like that was a lot more than usual. And they all seem to be heading the same direction, so
well, if it's
thought perhaps that was an odd thing.
Which direction are they headed?
They are headed to the west.
Yes.
Yes, I have my map, and it looks like they're heading. It's Convis is the island, though, correct?
Yeah, that's the country. Country and
Country,
island.
yes.
Yep.
Looks like they're heading, towards the direction of Convis in the southwest.
I suppose that would make sense.
For a meteor shower, you mean?
Possibly. I mean, usually this meteor shower tends to head northwest, but it's possible it could be heading west. Maybe something to keep in mind if you keep noticing.
Yeah, I think I might just keep an eye on the stars.
Most of these meteors don't tend to hit the ground itself. They tend to burn up, but I mean,
yes, that's what I've understood.
You have family in the West, so if you're worried, I mean, you could always send a letter and making sure people.
Well, I wouldn't say worried necessarily if they were going to be struck by a meteor. But just I thought it was interesting to see what seemed like a more than average occurrence of shooting stars.
Just make sure you're wishing on them. Supposedly they bring good luck.
Well, I've heard that as well, but you know me, I'm not the most superstitious person. Don't have a lot of faith in the unknown.
Well, I'll have faith enough for the both of us.
Oh, Harry.
And for once, you guys don't hear the noises of other people in the rooms beside you.
Sweet.
Peaceful
Sweet.
here.
This is the happiest Marson has been in, like, even in terms of, like, her diplomatic side as being queen. Like, I think this is the happiest she's been in a long while.
As you start to drift off to bed, the woman comes up to you and kind of moves the hair off of your face and behind your ear. Would you like us to open up the moonroof?
Yes, darling. I think that would be fantastic.
And you watch as curtains part and you see the stars above you.
Oh gosh, that sounds so
What the fuck is this place?
And you see that's just one long concave piece of glass that is the entire roof of your room.
Did I get the nicest room in this fucking place?
Probably.
You got the honeymoon suite.
I wish I could stay here forever. Marcena and Danicka wishes they could stay here forever.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I'm just going to spend a significant portion of time watching the stars until I fade into sleepiness.
Okay. Over the night, you actually see this kind of faint glimmer in the sky for a hot second. Almost like you might be falling asleep and envisioning something, but there's just kind of a purple shimmer, and then it fades away. Off in the distance, not like right above the window.
Yeah. Would I know what that would be?
Why don't you make a nature check?
Not a strong suit, but yeah, natural one. I am so relaxed.
You don't even care.
I just see it, I'm like,
It might be you're just so relaxed you're seeing purple.
Yeah.
The color of royalty. Alright. I would like...
I'm so relaxed.
I'm just like
purple.
paralyzed. I'm so relaxed.
Okay. Perfect. So you spend the night in relaxation. You wake up...
Packrat is probably living in the lap of luxury right now, too.
Packrat has been brushed and combed, and you actually see that he
yes.
was given massages, and you see that they actually, like, clean his ears.
Sleep on the bed today.
He curled up into you, and he's just like a soft, warm, lavender and orange blossom scented pillow.
I love him.
Hey, now I really want to be at that spa.
You're like, damn it, I'm here with Henry, but I don't want to be in that spa.
Harry.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My bad.
Alright, you wake up the next morning, and you watch. There's a light sunrise, and it hasn't crested to the point, but it's lighting up your room. But rather than like the usual jarring sensation you get from waking up, it's very peaceful and just kind of it eases you in. And as Marcena, you wake up, you see that there is an array of food right next to your bed. You didn't even hear them come in. Red fruit, sliced meats, eggs.
Marcena's having like just
toast,
giddy,
avocado.
like, getting up, dancing little reaction.
You also
Maybe it's the gnomish side taking over here, but
you also notice a plate is on the ground with what appears to be food for Packrat.
Eat, my friend, eat. This is the life we need to strive for.
And Packrat eagerly eats and just
I am taking notes because I want a room like this and treatment like this in the future. So I'm taking mental notes. Like, you gotta do this.
All right.
My room is so dark and drab.
You also see that there is a bottle of Prosecco.
Oh.
Or equivalent of Prosecco. I don't have a witty name off the top of my head. Just kind of in a glass with a small bit of orange juice for you to add into taste.
Alright, I'm just gonna eat my fill, enjoy the rest of the room. I'm gonna ask them if I could have any of the bottles of scents.
Oh, yeah, so as you're packing up, a woman comes up. Do you need any clothes pressed before you leave?
Yes, I would love all my clothes pressed.
You see her pull out an iron and light a fire and starts ironing your clothes.
Okay. And I was curious as to whether or not those bottles over there of the scents, are we allowed to take any of those?
At the request of the host, I actually have a prepared sample kit.
Yes!
So you have a scent sample kit.
Scent sample kit.
If you use it, it will give you a +1 to diplomacy checks.
Ooh.
So a diplomacy use of influence.
Okay.
But gives you a -1 to stealth.
Okay, so +1 influence, -1 stealth.
Yep.
Okay.
If you use it, it probably has 10 uses.
Okay. Thank you very much. You are all so very considerate.
Of course. Anything
I
else?
I will come back here sometime. I don't know when, but I will. I must. This place is just phenomenal. And I don't say this lightly. I hardly ever compliment anything or anyone. So please take that to heart.
Absolutely.
And I will gladly relay that to the owner of this fine establishment.
Perfect.
Okay.
As your clothes are being pressed in, they're folded up and put into your backpack nicely for you, besides what was laid out for you.
Okay.
Roll perception as you just kind of examine the room.
Okay.
When you're relaxed and in the morning.
Natural 19 plus
Yes.
6, so 25.
You see
God, these are all rolling. They're all rolling nice.
You
today.
see a
What the
small pearl necklace in the back of a drawer, but it's a blue pearl.
Wait, what? A small necklace?
A blue pearl necklace.
heck? In a drawer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I take it when nobody's watching?
There's no one in the room with you at
there's
the
no
moment.
one in the room. It just kind of looks like someone left it there?
It looks like it was left behind.
And they didn't clean the room?
How could they? I'm doing them a service here. I'm gonna take it.
Alright, it weighs nothing. But you have a blue pearl necklace.
Okay.
Mandelion, you wake up in the
Yes.
morning, you also have a tray of food, and a man asking if you would like any of your clothes pressed.
No, I think they're all okay, but I certainly appreciate the offer.
And Harry also declines, but you see all of your clothes from the previous night are washed and laying over the edge of a chair.
Laying over.
The edge of a chair.
Oh, well, that's very nice. Well, this is lovely. Shall we have some breakfast, Harry?
You have a very pleasant breakfast, not quite as nice as Marasena's, but still definitely respectable and more than you would have paid for. I would also like you to make a perception check in your room.
Oh, wait, it hit up against something. Okay, so 14 plus 17.
As you're walking in the room, you hear kind of a tink as your toe hits something underneath your nightstand.
Ooh. Well, I want to go take a look at that.
All right, so you go down there and you look and you find just a small black vial. Or a glass vial, but its contents seem to be black.
And like liquid, powder, I assume liquid.
You're not sure. It's very tightly packed if it's a powder, but it's consistently one color.
And so it doesn't really move.
Correct.
With like tilting or anything.
So as you tilt it, I would like you to make another perception check.
Okay. Oh, so that's 12.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, 12.
Okay, you don't notice anything as you kind of flip it back and forth. It just seems to be some type of vial of some mysterious powder or liquid. Possibly solid.
Hey, Gary, look what I found. It's a glass vial full of some black stuff. What do you think?
It's probably expensive.
What, the vial or the stuff?
Well, I mean, if it's in a nice place like this, it may be like a scented thing or body oil or...
I suppose that's true. Maybe somebody dropped it and it fell into the nightstand. I didn't think about that.
There's this mark on the cap. I don't know what it means. It looks like
examine it?
Yeah. So now that Harry points it out, you see it's the image of a cat. Just a stylized cat with like a tail curling.
And it's on the stopper?
Basically, yes.
Okay. Ooh, look at that. I wonder what the cat figure means.
I have no idea.
I'm going to take off the lid, the stopper.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Yes, I am.
Okay. So you take off the cap and you see that the wax that was covering it that you didn't see kind of crack. And you pull it open and you hear kind of a purring noise.
Ooh. Do you hear that, Harry?
I do.
I want to kind of... Okay, so you know how, like, inside a classroom you walk something towards you so you don't sniff it right under your nose? I'm going to waft it and see if I can get any kind of scent or anything.
You smell like a light scent of seafood. And...
I'm going to say tuna. It smells like tuna.
But not a like fresh tuna, not like canned tuna.
Right. And can I tell if it's liquid, powder, solid?
You see it moving a little bit. It seems a little intangible. Like it's moving like a non-Newtonian fluid. Think of it like, you know, the cornstarch mixed with water, how it kind of has that weird texture. It's like that.
I was thinking like liquid mercury. Yeah,
a little bit like between the two of those. And the purring gets louder. It doesn't. It doesn't sound unfriendly. It sounds like a cat.
Well, I mean, like cats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I? Well, okay. So sense magic, I guess.
You can do a spellcraft check.
Spellcraft? Is that what it is? Spellcraft check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for making the purring noises.
That was awesome.
Did you roll well?
I got a 13 plus 5, so
Hell
18.
Yeah!
There is moderate transfiguration magic on here.
Transfiguration.
I think that's is it transfiguration?
Transmutation.
Transmutation. Same thing.
Yeah, it's basically the same.
Yeah.
Transfiguration is a part of transmutation. That's for the rooms.
Oh, okay.
I just remember we were using those.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So what was that?
I was gonna say, okay, Harry, what do you think?
He kind of looks at it.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
I mean, we could try and pour it out. I don't know.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. I'm just a little nervous about it.
Well, it's a weird bottle that you found. It could be terrifying.
Is there, okay, what's the one like sense motive? Can I sense a motive? No, that's not a person, right?
It can be, you can try and sense motive or...
Like
if you think it's like a creature, you could...
You could also try and do a nature check, which is handle animal, if you think it's animal. Like, you can try whichever one you would like to do.
I almost kind of think I would want to do sense motive, because it almost feels like something's in there, but maybe not. And even if there's not, maybe whatever it is that makes you think that.
Sure.
Have a motive.
Yeah, why don't you roll perception, which is sense motive.
I'm just updating my weight and stuff for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 15. My perception's not very high. Hold on. It's only 2. Oh no, it's up to 3. So 18. Hey, not bad.
Purring is usually a sign of comfort or peace.
It is.
And not violence. So from the few signs that you're seeing, this seems to be something positive.
Okay. Alright. Well then, I'm going to take a deep breath. And then I'll look at Harry and say, alright, here we go. And I'm going to pour out the vial.
Where are you pouring it? Onto the floor? Onto a dish?
I'm just gonna pour it. Maybe I shouldn't just pour it onto the floor. Is there a dish?
You had the dishes that your meals were served on.
There we go. I'm going to pour it on one of the plates or whatever.
Okay.
Flowers.
You pour it on, and there's kind of this moment where it kind of sticks, and you see it start to pour down, and then as it touches the ground, immediately, like, it creates an arch, and you watch as there's this almost stretching look, and you see there's this cat-like creature that exits and stretches, but it's kind of a wavering, thin, shadow-like line, and it kind of thickens out, and you see 2 light green eyes looking at you.
Ooh.
And it starts to groom itself and then eat one of the shrimp that was left off of your plate from last night. And it's continuing to purr and lick itself.
So it's not exactly a cat. It's kind of a shadowy line?
So it's, think of it like it kind of wavers, but it's cat-like.
Did you just get yourself a familiar?
Oh. And I'm going to reach for another piece of shrimp that's left over, and I'm going to hold that out to the little shadow cat.
Cute.
All right. So as
there you go. Here's another piece.
It happily takes it from you and eats it, and then kind of nuzzles up against your hand, and it doesn't quite feel like fur. It's kind of like satin almost.
Oh, hi, who are you?
And it kind of curls up on you, and there's this, it almost twists around your arm in a movement, and then kind of goes around your shoulders.
And wait, climbs up and then goes around?
Yeah, so it kind of like spirals up your arm.
Slithers.
And not quite slithers, it almost kind of floats around and then kind of leaps until it's around your shoulders, and it's licking at your ear.
Oh,
which again feels like satin, but like a cat's tongue mixed with satin. It kind of has that rough movement to it.
And seems totally friendly.
It seems,
at all.
It doesn't seem to be malicious in any way.
Someone say hi.
And it continues to purr in your ear.
Noises.
Yeah.
What do you think, Harry? Have you ever seen anything like this?
I've never seen anything like that.
Have I ever seen anything like this?
Why don't you make...
I need to do a nature check?
Yeah, why don't you make a nature check?
I got 13. Whoops, there's my sheet. Sorry, guys.
You're okay.
13.
All right. So, you have never seen a creature like this before. You've never heard of creatures of this type of nature, at least not in any place you've been.
Okay. Well, I'm okay with this. I have no problem.
Alright, so the cat kind of...
It's a mystery cat shadow thing.
It kind of, as you start to move, kind of flattens and almost seems to meld with the shadows of your body onto your shirt. But you still kind of feel this warmth and hear this purring. Just kind of a very faint...
I'm gonna give it a little scritch.
Alright, so you kind of like scritch at your clothes and...
Exactly.
Oh God,
Yeah.
it is so cute!
And it continues to purr. Just ever so faintly.
You got...
And you feel this kind of like licking
How
at
could
your...
I resist something that purrs?
It's kind of like also, you feel this like licking of the tongue at your neck.
In typical
that tickles.
In typical cat fashion, you don't choose your cat chooses
Nope.
you.
Yes,
Yep.
they absolutely do.
Yep.
Harry looks a little confused. If you think it's safe, then keep it.
I feel like it's perfectly
I
safe.
love your kitty.
I would keep the bottle just in case.
Well, of course. And I put the stopper back on the bottle and put the bottle in.
You have the mysterious cat bottle. It weighs nothing.
Oh, that's so cool.
This is so cool.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna be like collecting animals.
That's so cool.
I assume I'm gonna have to adopt Lord Hopperduke at some point.
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, Lord Hopperduke left with Bay.
Went with Bay? Well, that makes sense too. So how would I like just playing glass?
Yeah. I would just say...
And my cat shadow thingy.
Yeah, so there's just... It's almost like you can barely hear it, but you hear the purring. Just like a faint background noise.
Oh, I know. That's what cats do.
Lark comes out and... Well, actually, I don't know. There's a knock at your door.
Well, I guess it's time to break the magic. I go to the door and I open it.
You see Lark dressed in his very nice clothes.
Oh, look at you! You're actually...
They press them. It's a little weird. But I'm so full. I'm ready to... Where are we going?
I think so. I would like to purchase a new side satchel, just to easy access to my items,
Okay.
as well as a map, because I don't know where the fuck we ever are, and I would like to purchase a map eventually.
Okay. Sure. And
Yeah, I just want a side satchel bag for like the stuff that Packrat's not carrying.
Okay. Rather than having you go through the whole process of buying it, are you getting a nice map? Or...
I'd like a fairly nice map.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to give it to me right now, but...
No, I just don't know what happened to
That's okay.
Bay's stuff.
Oh.
So at some point I'll get you a map.
That's fine, no worries. How much is it?
So you're getting a fairly nice map?
Yes.
And the side thing?
I would like a, waterproof satchel.
Oh, okay. A platinum
has...
for all of it.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say, because it has all my, my nice shit in there.
Because Sworn Bay had maps.
Here you go.
Alright, so I'll print you maps.
Okay, thank you. No problem. There's no rush.
You spend a few minutes, you actually can get them at the front desk.
I have fallen, and I can't get up. Woo! Okay, cool. Sweet.
And Mandelion, you and Harry come out and you see Maricena and Lark having a conversation.
Sorry, you broke up one more time.
You come out and you see Lark and Maricena having a conversation as you and Harry leave your room.
Okay, hold on real quick. I just have to say, you know what's so weird? Is every time you guys break up, even though I'm wearing headphones, I find myself tilting my ear towards the laptop as if that's going to help when it's breaking up. It's such a weird thing. Okay.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
That's so interesting.
So we come out, we find Maricena and Lark in a conversation.
Yep.
I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, you cannot just ask people if they're going to, if they want to smell your armpits, Lark. Like, you can't just say that to people.
You guys,
This lady at the desk, the lady at the desk just didn't ask for that, Lark.
Well, I don't know. I smell delicious. Smell me!
You do smell delicious, so do I, but that's not a normal thing.
Good morning!
This is not the type of conversation.
It's not the point. Oh my gosh, why are you talking about how you smell?
I don't know, I'm just making up a conversation for you to walk up on.
No, but I love it. It's awesome.
Oh, I'm just trying to show Lark the ropes, because he tends to, you know.
Need that?
Yes, desperately.
Yes.
Excuse me.
So how was
Alright,
everybody's night? Good?
Oh, so good.
Okay, I don't care. Let's, find a boat.
Yes, we need to find a land boat, and we need to make sure it is well built with solid seams.
Solid seams.
Yes.
Right.
Roll perception.
Me?
Yes.
Oh. That's gonna be a solid 14.
Okay.
That's not bad.
You don't notice.
Yeah, it wasn't awful.
Yeah. You don't notice anything, except for just a sad feeling as you're leaving this beautiful location.
My heart.
That you hope to be back at some point.
I have to come back.
Alright. So, Mandeline, are you seeking out this proprietor of boats?
I guess. Apparently I'm the boat.
I hope you do, because otherwise it's just gonna be me screaming
I'm
at
the
people.
boat swing.
Oh, look at you and your boats. Your boat knowledge. You're so knowledgeable about all the boats.
I'm all about the boats.
Roll perception.
Oh, that fell off. Okay.
Meredith needs to be cut off, guys.
God. 14.
Okay. You see that there's a couple locations that are kind of near the edge. One of them appears to have a very nice writing on it that just says, like, Henrietta's Boats. Another one that's kind of like, almost like if it could be spray paint, it would be. That said, secure boats for cheap.
Okay, hold on. Are there any other kind of, like, designs or anything that go with those?
There's one that Henrietta's has kind of an array of flowers, and it's kind of like a yellowish sign. The boats for cheap is just red paint on like a wooden background, just like boards. Those are the two prominent ones that you initially see when you leave. You didn't explore much around.
Okay. So we're just heading that direction.
Yeah, you could continue to explore and look for other locations.
Yeah, I think we should, just kind of explore a little bit. Like, we don't just want to, boom, go for the first two that we see. So,
Okay.
I think that we should, hey guys, I think we should kind of explore a little bit and maybe try to get as much information as we can. So,
We could ask the locals what kind of ships they use.
well,
And
yeah,
which ones
that's
they
what
would
I'm
trust.
saying that we should probably all do. So,
Yeah.
let's go do it.
Okay.
Should we ask the woman at the counter of this last building that we were of the throne?
Oh, you know what? That sounds like a beautiful plan. Why didn't I
They
think
may be
that?
pricier if you get them through someplace that swanky.
That's true, but it never hurts to ask, friends.
The starting point.
Even if you say no. I'm gonna march back in there.
You see the woman is still sitting there. You see that she's kind of putting her stuff together. She's putting her purse and jacket on.
Hello, darling.
Oh.
Are you on your way out?
Oh, just about to head home, yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just had a quick question for you, if you don't mind
Yes.
answering. So, we're trying to charter a boat through the lava field.
Oh, a land ship? Are you heading somewhere in particular, like just a tour, or?
We would like to get a tour of the Moon Tower.
Oh, well...
Who would you trust the most?
Well, unfortunately,
Who has the best
I
choice?
wouldn't want to head to the Moon Tower now. There's been some strange occurrences.
Oh, do tell.
Just weird lights and illuminations, and
Ah, yes.
there was a...
We're here to investigate those, darling.
Really? Did you take the job to investigate?
Not particularly.
Because there's a job board that...
There is.
Yes, and, it's...
Do you think that they would provide us with passage? You see, we are of the journalistic sort. That's why we travel together. So, that being said, we wanted to get the scoop on what was hot over there. And, of course, that's very apropos. But, yes, so... Do you think they would provide passage over there?
Oh, I would assume so. If not, you could make it a term of your contract. But the last group that went there has not returned, and they left about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Which shortly thereafter, this strange light show appeared.
Where can we find this, the job board?
If you just go to the center of town, there's a... It's placed within a pool of water to keep it from bursting into flames. But if you just head there, it's very difficult to miss.
It's placed in a pool of water?
Yes, it's like on a post in a pool of water.
That sounds like it would be hard to miss.
Very much so.
Well, I appreciate your time. I mark my words, I will be back here for my vacation at some point.
Well, I excitedly await your return. If you come in the evenings, I'll be here.
Oh, beautiful.
Except for on
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, my name?
I'm gonna
Yes,
say
I was just gonna ask.
Favoritist
My name is...
gatekeeper ever.
My name is Amiranda.
Amiranda.
How do you spell that?
Amiranda.
I appreciate your hospitality, and, of course, maybe we'll stay when we get back for the Moon Tower.
This cuts off a little bit, but they should work for
It's
now.
okay, no worries. Thank you very much, darling. I
So-
needed to pick
I
these up
wondered what that
anyways.
noise was. I was like, why do I hear a tinker?
They cuts off on the side, but if you need to know what something is, I can
Okay.
tell you what it is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Well, darling, we better be off. Thanks again.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Let us go!
Alright, so you make it to the job board.
Okay.
There's a bunch of, like...
Hold on. Can I just call a timeout real quick?
Yes.
Is there... This is kind of a technical timeout. Is
Yeah.
there a reason for me to be on the headphones? Does it work worse if I'm not on the headphones?
Sometimes there can be...
Weird feedback
an
in the
echo?
background.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
we
that's
can...
perfect.
Do you want to try taking them off?
Nope, that's perfect. No, I just wondered if the headphones is what was making it
Echo?
crackly sometimes. But I don't think it is, so.
Okay. It's up to
We
you.
can work on that later when
Okay.
we're not on. I was just curious. So, let's continue.
If you want to take a brief
Yeah, we
break,
can take a brief break and just try some technical
because I
stuff
have
real
to
quick.
pee anyway, so.
Okay, so we'll just take a brief break, guys, and we'll be right back.
Yeah. issues are why whenever people play video games together, they tend to like to all wear headphones because the feedback. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that may be an option in the future. Hello, everyone.
Hello, sorry.
We're still talking technical things.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
So, you exit the building and you see the very distinct job board, which is surrounded by what appears to be like a small well of water. Just seems to be like a lava flow that has occasionally come and swept around it. There's kind of a dome around it, so this is done to protect the job board.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're just looking for this particular job.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see something that says to the extent of, please investigate the moon tower. Strange occurrences. There have been individuals there we think are causing destruction of this location. We find it to have historical value. Please investigate and protect this edifice.
Yes.
And you see that it is signed the Ensign Empire.
The Ensign?
Oh, the Ensign Empire. These are the people who were super, like,
imperialistic.
Yeah, imperialistic. They're fighting with, what's their buckets? The Talia, right?
They were fighting with, the Vanara.
Oh, the Benares,
and then they destroyed their force, and they also had the fight with Mira. That Mira single-handedly.
Oh, Mira Lesser, yeah, okay. Well, we could just be more mercenary about our approach. We could take on the job, be sneaky.
You also note on this job posting, this is several months old.
Oh.
But it still does have like a contact on there, which is a local contact.
I say...
Wait, contact number.
Just like a person, not a number, but like a location.
It's one of those like guitar lessons, you just rip off the phone number.
Yeah.
No. Mandelion. I'd say we record this contact, but I also suggest maybe we poke around a little bit more just to be sure, because do we really want to get twisted in with some political craziness?
No, we do not want to get twisted into any kind of political craziness, but it is always useful to have information.
We'll see if we can find any other leads. I'm gonna write down this contact.
Sure, you get their contact information. You realize that it's someone, it's a local diplomatic office.
Okay.
Which is going to be located on a barge.
Okay.
Barge, quote unquote.
Yeah. Okay.
Which looks like it should be open shortly according to the hours on the...
Can I ask a quick question? How do you spell Ensign?
Ensign. E-N-S-I-N.
I was close.
Oh, E-N-S-I. Ensign.
They're in sin! Sorry.
No, that's good.
Okay. Yes, I don't think we need to tie ourselves to anyone or anything. We're just here to see the moon tower and maybe get some answers to our own questions. We're not here for anybody else.
Yes. Very good. Where do we suggest we go next?
Well, I would suggest we probably charter one of those land ships.
Should we talk to both sides and see if they have good seams?
Yes, we definitely need to look at the seams.
Inspect the seams.
Yes. That's the one.
The only point that we know. Seams are guard.
Alright.
Seams are very important in the lava.
Okay.
Alright, so you head to the cheap side first.
Okay.
And you see that there's this...
Wait. Sorry, pause. There's only like a cheap side and an expensive side?
The one that's advertising is cheap.
Oh god,
Okay, yeah.
I wrote it so bad.
I thought after we talked to the landlady, we would still explore some more.
Oh, okay. You did make that clear.
Instead of just going for the first two.
Okay, so
I wrote this in graffiti writing and I can't. It's something boats for cheap.
Boats for cheap.
It's
in red spray.
it starts with an S. It's like Senkling.
What? I have to just look at this. I'm sorry.
I have no idea what
I
you're
wrote
talking about. You
Henrietta's
better
all in
hold it up to the
cursive and then I
camera.
just wrote.
I wrote this, Henrietta's boats with flowers.
Yes.
Yes.
And then spray painted boats for cheap in red paint.
It's got an S there.
I have no idea what you wrote. I have no idea what I even said. I'm gonna enjoy doing the synopsis of this.
Senkle boats for cheap.
Senkle. Maybe secure. I don't know.
Oh no, it was secure. You're
Secure.
right.
Okay. Senkle.
I wrote the U backwards. That's why.
Okay.
My
Backwards or
queen.
upside down?
Backwards.
Did you say you wrote
Like I
the
put
U
the
backwards?
tail on the.
Oh, okay.
Don't judge me. It's hard to.
I just thought of like a symmetrical
Okay.
U, and that you wrote it.
Yeah, no. I wrote it backwards.
But with
so
the tail. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I get it.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh,
I
no.
had to fix
I
it.
love, we probably all have the handwriting thing, but we can't even read our own handwriting. So.
I think my handwriting is actually not bad. I was just trying to write it like graffiti.
Well,
Seckle.
Seckle.
mine is just horrible. Thanks, Danicka.
Yep, you're welcome.
All right. So, are you going to go to the diplomatic office?
Not do we want to? Or do we want to explore these boats first? I say we go in, we see what everybody's got, and then we choose our
Yes.
best option from there.
I agree 100%.
Let's go to
Let's just
cycle
go
boats for
in
cheap.
and explore.
All right. So the first one you
And
go
look at
to,
everything.
you see that there's a human gentleman just kind of sitting on a chair that's teetering on its back 2 legs. Morning.
Hello, sir.
Can I help you?
Can we check out the seams on your boat?
Which one? We got the luxury model.
Can I look? Can the camera pan have like a piece of it falling off?
So as you look at the luxury model, you realize that it is painted gold.
Oh. We
There's-
can like bad spray paint.
It's flaking off. It's kind of burned on the bottom. It's got a glass bottom here, you see, so you can see the lava.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. You only get a little warm when you stand on it. Got enough room for animals and anyone you want to throw overboard. I don't ask questions.
Oh, shit. That sounds great.
Alright, well, thank you.
Wait. We
As
gotta
you look at the
look
seams, they're
seams.
very clean. You see that the seams are indeed beautiful.
Oh.
But we have the
Are
cheap one.
what?
Beautiful.
Beautiful
Ooh, okay.
seams.
Seams are beautiful.
Okay.
Okay,
Last bottom.
Go on.
And then we have our mid-tier right here.
Oh, no.
You see that it can fit about 5 people cramped. If you're like standing together, but there's also like an upper deck to the part. And this is where you can take a look and see, but rather than having any sort of people moving, you gotta use your own power. So you gotta like step here and it'll move you forward. But on the plus side, nothing can break down on this one. Unless your legs break.
It's like, is it like one of those
Preposterous.
pedal tour?
Pedal boats?
Yes, it's a pedal boat.
Oh, shit.
Not only in like the trolleys downtown where everybody's pedaling.
Yeah,
the
they're
It's
like,
basically
here,
like
here.
that or a pedal boat.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
How long does it typically take a trip in one of these vessels?
Which one?
That's my question.
Either one.
It'll take you about 4 days in the luxury, because that comes with someone to help move things for you. If you use the mid-tier, it depends on how much energy you got. But you look like sturdy types. You'll probably make there in
I don't think my
3
think
days.
you even reach the pedals, darling.
Oh, well, of course, you're too nice to have to do it yourself. That's why you have these strong folk to do it for you.
I'm so happy that you understand me so well.
Now, we have our low-budget model that doesn't have any sort of pedals, but it comes with a lot of metal rods that you just switch between and push yourself through the lava.
Oh, God.
But there's like 8 of them, so you just keep changing them out, they cool off, and you're good to go.
Oh my God, this accent's so cracking me up.
Okay. Yes.
It's very large, so you can take any type of cargo you want to take with you. You can also fit a tent.
How are the scenes on that one?
They actually look surprisingly good.
Okay.
It looks like they were actually recently done.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for answering our questions. We will probably be back to...
Do you want to know prices, or...?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah, we
yes.
would like to know the prices.
Sorry, I skipped that.
Say.
The luxury model is about 40 gold, and that's there and back with the person to help move crap for you.
Okay.
The mid-tier model is going to be about 35. The cheap model is going to be about 20.
Okay.
Yeah,
Grand.
the cheap model, I mean, good lord, who knows how long it could be, correct? I mean, depending on who you
It's
have.
probably like snail's
Yeah.
pace.
You gotta move through, and it depends on if you're going through the real stony lava or the real liquid, because you're gonna move faster through the liquid, but you don't want to get that splash on you.
Of course. And you also don't want to go too fast, because then you hit a stone and everything goes to hell.
Well, it's all about not being stupid, you see.
Besides, I like the way you think, sir. And what is your name again?
Clam it.
My name is, God. Oh, that's, okay, well, it's gonna be that one.
I did that on purpose.
My name is Skyland.
Skyland. That's actually
Skyland?
my name.
Skyland.
L-A-N or L-A-N-D?
L-A-N-D.
I imagine him to be the type of guy to be like, my mama named me Skyland.
Because she likes the sky and the land.
I was gonna say you haven't seen the Tiger King show, but you sound just like Joe Exotic.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yikes, dude.
I haven't
And
seen that.
I'm picturing Skyland. I don't care what anybody says. He's got a mullet.
This guy does not have a mullet. He actually has...
Skyland has a mullet.
Well, this guy does not. He has kind of like this side cut, and it kind of like droops on one side.
Does he have a bowl cut?
Okay, well, guess what? That's the mullet of this world.
It's actually almost like stereotypical like emo cut, kind of comes down
he's
on
an
one
emo.
side.
Yeah.
He's an emo.
Okay, it's emo for our world, but it's the mullet for their world.
Okay, if you think
Our
so.
Yeah, okay, continue. I will die on this
Hey,
hill,
you know
though.
what, Meredith? I 1000% like support that. Thank you.
Thank you, Danicka.
I also imagine him wearing overalls and no shirt at all.
Right. 'Cause I'm sorry. That accent, not emo.
Sure, overalls, no shirt. But it doesn't have buttons. It has zippers, 2 teeny zippers.
What? How? Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Because why the fuck not?
Because why?
Moving on.
You keep blocking your face with that glass.
It's very,
Oh, do I? Whoops.
I think it's
Sorry.
very theatric.
I didn't know you could see me, Colton. I just thought Danicka could see me.
No, I've been able to see the whole
Oh
time.
my god, everybody can see me?
Not the viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Only us.
Okay.
Alright.
So moving on.
So
Our
next
next,
is Hilda's.
potential book.
You see that there's a variety
This is
of
who?
Hildas.
Henrietta's?
Or
Hilda
Henrietta's.
or
I'm
Henrietta?
sorry, Henriettas.
Thank you.
So you see that there's this portly woman
Okay.
sitting in a rocking chair, and you see that she is actually doing some needlepoint.
Oh.
Aww. I love her, but I don't trust her.
Good morning. And she stands up. Hello, I'm Henrietta.
Hello, Henrietta. How are you today?
Doing well. I saw you were at next door, and let me just tell you that You may be paying cheaper, but you're definitely not getting quality.
Let us see your seams, my dear.
You see these seams. Most of them look good, but you see there's a couple cracks in them. On some of them. Are you looking
We're
for...
just trying to gather as much information as we can.
You know, they
This
say the
interview
most
does,
important thing about a land ship is how good its seams are, and I'm gonna run my finger down one of the cracks.
Well, of course, this is the most recent model. We would give you one of the show models to use. She points out one that's very nice. It looks like it has never even seen or touched lava.
How durable are they over time?
Oh, this one, it's enchanted with the greatest cooling magic on the bottom, so...
I would like to roll to detect that magic.
Sure.
Or like a spellcraft check.
Sure.
18 plus 6!
There is minor evocation magic.
Okay. Checks out.
Emphasis on minor.
Oh. Okay, you
Like
see
that was
more of a
minor
disappointed. You see more of a disappointed, like.
But
Protect us from a fever.
is that out loud or is that in your head?
In my, I whisper it.
I gotta write that one down. Hold on.
Fever.
I like that. If you didn't have 5 coins, I'd give you a coin for that.
This will protect us from a fever.
Well, of course, you get the show model. You won't have any wick of sweat on you. Also,
motive.
self-propulsion. You won't have to do any work.
Sense motive.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Oh jeez. What is sense motive?
Perception.
Oh,
I want a sense
15.
motive too.
Okay, you got. I'm sorry.
Oh,
15.
never mind. She's got it.
No, go ahead. What did
No,
you get?
No, you should roll.
I got 4.
Aww.
Oh, you
Well,
trust her.
yeah.
She's got this grandmotherly
Of
type.
course, I'm an idiot.
You buy into the grandmotherly type, and you think if anything else, she's trying to be genuine. You read that she is
listen,
definitely
yeah.
trying to get money from you, and is using her age as a way to disarm people. This has never seen fire for a reason, and you sense that she's hiding a fact from you. Like, the seams are perfect, but she's definitely
This has, like,
overselling.
never been in the lava before.
Yeah.
Tell me, darling, how many trips would a ship like this take? And I'm just gonna run my fingernail along the seam and feel like maybe how durable, or like just from an initial like scratch.
Oh, it could easily go for 3 weeks straight on the lava without any sort of repair necessary.
Are you telling me the truth?
Are you trying to, like, intimidate her?
I'm gonna try to diplomatize with her.
Roll influence.
Okay, or maybe get her to crack that she's
Yeah.
not being genuine. Fuck! Natural 1. God damn it! Of course, the one time I won.
And then,
See, I was rolling so well on things that don't matter. That's how it always goes. I
Right?
just roll natural 20s on things that won't have any consequences, and then
I
I'm
had
like,
a natural 20 on my first roll of the game, and then nothing. So.
yeah, you know, you feel the RNG gods hating us.
she takes your hand. Darling, I would never want to swindle you. You are too discerning a customer. Let me show you an upgraded model. It seems like you have better needs.
Okay. I don't have to believe that though,
Yeah.
because that was for
Yeah.
me to.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what she...
Yeah.
Okay.
She feels like she needs to reassure
I'm
you.
still like,
She points at another boat that's larger, with a raft that kind of has, like, a bowed edge. It's concave on the edges. This one provides for a smoother experience. You see that there's a splash guard in front, in case you happen to encounter waves. Again, self-propelled. You just need to control with this... She points at, like, this, almost like a joystick-looking contraption that'll push it along. And as you can see, this has weathered for quite a while, and you will not feel any sort of heat from this one. Even cooler. Almost feel like you'll need a jacket on this trip.
sense motive.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! 10.
Can I try to sense motive? I mean, I just
Absolutely,
Sure.
dude. If you are trying to like be perceptive about this, like.
Oh, 19.
Yeah.
Wait, do I add anything?
Yes,
to that?
plus perception. Yeah, Meredith.
20. Ooh.
All right. So you think that she's being more genuine with this one? She's like, okay, like I tried to fool
I'm
her.
like, okay.
Yeah. But you can tell that you sense motive, and also I want you to, with that perception, you take a look at the boat. You see that it's seam over seam. It's not a replacement of a seam. It's been a patch job.
Oh.
I'm taking you to the BBB, hun. Like you're gonna get screwed.
So she tries to show. She shows you one of the seams where it's well done, but you see that there's like poking out of a former seam beneath it.
Is there
All right,
a flag?
There's no flag.
Okay.
At least not.
I'm going to say, Mandy Lion is going to say, well, thank you, Miss Henrietta. This has been so informative and helpful, but, you know, no offense to you, of course, but we are just going to keep looking and try to educate ourselves as much as we can, and I'm sure we will be back to charter one of your ships, because they're clearly the best.
Superior.
Would you care for a cookie?
Don't do it. She's gonna drug you.
She hands out to both of you.
I'm actually very full from the breakfast
Oh,
that we
feel
had
free to
this
take
morning.
one to go. She kind of wraps it up and gives you each a cookie.
I don't trust.
Yeah, I was. I was going to take it with me to analyze.
I would also like you to roll perception, Mandalion. And you as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. 21.
9 plus 3, hit it, 12.
So you hear kind of a low growl. You hear a hiss, like a very distinct hissing noise coming from Mandalion.
Wait, what?
I know what it is.
Yeah, so she hears a hissing noise.
Okay.
You just hear kind of like a low noise, but it's kind of like...
Did you
Okay.
eat something bad this morning? You're emanating noises.
And you hear a hiss now.
I think, gas, and how rude of you to mention it.
Alright, so...
Okay, wait, question. Do I know what the noise is?
Now you do. Now that's up to you. And
so
then
I need to...
She's still handing out the cookies for you.
Yeah, I think...
I'm so full.
I'm
I
trying
could
to watch
not.
my weight.
I couldn't. I'm so full. Have you ever been to the? Have you ever been?
Lark
to
takes the cookie. Thanks. Puts it in his
Lark,
pocket.
No, Lark.
And just walks.
Lark,
no.
Remember that you are glucose intolerant.
Yes, it is a thing. He can't have eggs
and
or
meat or dairy.
Sugar.
There's a way to like try and do a secret message. I think it's
Encoded messages.
Yeah, there's a coded message. I just don't know what that is. I want to see if you guys can do that. Sorry. I'm so fascinated by this. I think it's linguistics. So that.
Hey, Lark,
Yeah,
I'm
I
already
like it.
passy. We don't need both of us sneaking up the place.
Hang on. Okay.
The distrust is strong in this group.
There's a way to do this. Sorry, guys.
We are the most distrustful.
We totally are, and we have good reason to be.
Oh,
We
here we
are
go.
the
Pass a
fellowship.
secret message.
We are the fellowship.
So, it's influence.
Oh.
So to pass a secret message, you need to roll an influence check. So this is a simple message because it's not complex, and you need to roll a DC 15, and then they have to try and get the message.
Okay, all right.
You need to roll a what?
DC 15.
18 plus my influence is 10.
Wait, what's a DC 15?
Dice check.
So your
So
roll.
Dex check.
Yeah. So your
I
roll.
roll a D20.
and then you take the number plus whatever you need to roll and add it together, and then if the number has to beat it.
I just got 28.
I'll explain it later. It's like whenever you have to
So roll a d20.
Yes.
Okay, and then do I add anything to it?
You add influence.
Okay, so I got a 14, and I think my influence is good.
Nice.
Oh yeah, my influence is an 8, so I got a 22.
22, and you got a...
I got 28.
Okay.
Because my influence is dumb.
So now I'm going to roll for Lark.
Come on, Lark, get through your
I'm assuming he has enough. But now I get to roll for her to see if she understands the message.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
Lydia's bit.
Okay, you know what? We don't owe her anything.
Yeah.
We could just walk out of here.
Lark goes, oh, you're right. I'm just so used to eating cookies. And he gives it back to her. Give it to the next person who deserves it.
We're all a fitness group. We're just trying to watch our weight.
So you guys leave, and she's like, well, if you change your mind, they'll be here for you. And she sits back down and does her needlepoint. And you guys leave.
I'm going to turn to Madeline and be like, that woman was scary. She was sketchy AF. Or super sketchy.
Shit.
She was super sketchy. I do not trust people like that.
You hear kind of and then now you hear a purring. You do.
Aww.
And you do as well, Mandalorian.
What is that sound? Is your stomach really upset?
It's just,
I mean, I recognize that it was a weird sound.
It's her cat.
She has a cat?
It was in a bottle. I don't understand.
Oh.
Harry?
Yes.
That was Harry?
Yeah.
Throwing me under the bus?
Oh.
Were we hiding
snap.
it from your friends?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It came out of a bottle, and it's like a shadow, and it's like on her clothes.
Why are we... Wait, guys, we're...
I want to see this creature. Bend over. Bend over. Bend over now. Yes.
I'm assuming you're like jumping, trying to look.
I demand to see this creature. I want to see this creature. Show me your pussy.
No.
I'm sorry, I had to. I broke him.
You broke me.
It's not jumping more instead of just like, show me it!
No one! No one! Show me your pussy! That's horrible! That's horrible! Oh, okay.
So do you bend over?
Like, my natural instinct is no.
Or do you like...
But for Mandy Lion in the game, like... Morrison.
Can I see?
I'm gonna...
Kneel?
this cat thing out of a bottle and...
So is Mandalorian kind of kneels a little bit to see, you see kind of this shadow, and you see these two green eyes just look at you.
It's so cute. I mean,
right?
I believe you. Yes.
And you see this kind of like arc of shadow come out and just kind of bat at your hair and then pull back.
Oh, creature of the night, I love you. You have a creature of the night. Mandalorian, this is such a blessing. Ah!
I just...
Lucky girl.
And you see it lick
She's
her
adorable.
cheek.
Oh, have you given her a name?
Well, no, we've really just met.
You have
I
to
feel like
name her.
we should get to know each other more.
I suppose. Tell me when you name
And
her.
then-
I want to know her name.
And then she will reveal her name to me.
Oh, sage wisdom. I like it.
Yes.
Well, now I know what those sounds are. That's exciting. Exciting developments
Well,
here.
and I am a little gassy too. Sorry.
Well, okay, you didn't need to. You didn't need to tell me that, but okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's. I'm glad you feel comfortable enough to tell me when you're having movements.
I feel I can share my secrets with you.
Oh, I'm so flattered.
I hope.
I will share the next time I am gassy beyond belief. It must have been the seafood, honestly.
Shrimp doesn't sit well with me.
Apparently not. Next time we're not doing shrimp.
Show me your pussy.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm so inappropriate.
No, I am losing it, and this is so awesome. This is the best.
So at this point, you've looked at those two sets of boats. You see the eyes kind of fade into the shadows on her clothing.
My little pussy.
Oh no.
Her pussy hides in the shadows.
Yeah, it does.
Wow, and it feels like satin.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, okay.
Okay,
I'm on
can
track.
you stop talking about my pussy?
And it has two green eyes for some reason. I'm sorry. Alright.
And it came out of a bottle.
Oh,
Weird.
anyway, okay, continue, please. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
I didn't mean to ruin everything.
I assume no, you made it way better. Let's go look at the next boat people.
Okay.
Sounds terrible, but people who are chartering land ships.
Okay.
Oh, do we want to go talk
I
to
assume they're
the
gonna be
Ensign
the ones
Empire?
with the like spray painted sign.
The local diplomatic office or the secure boats retreat?
I mean, we should go both places, but I would like to check out the spray painted one.
You already did. That was
the first one. Skyland.
Oh, that was the first one?
Yeah.
Are there really only two?
Those were the two that you noticed, and then you can continue to
Okay.
explore and go to the diplomatic office.
If we want to.
Okay, we could go to
You want to go to the office?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, what do you want to
Alright,
do?
we'll go to the office.
Okay.
I'll
So,
march up.
I don't want to be the leader.
Okay, I'll go.
Alright.
You'll go.
so the queen decides where.
Off to the office.
So you see that there's this building made of palm, like it's just
Ooh,
palm trees that have been chopped and put together in this building.
nice.
It also has shutters that appear to be made of driftwood.
Ooh.
And also you see that there is the crest of the Ensign Empire, which appears to be a hammer with a lightning bolt behind it.
Okay.
And you see scorch marks kind of at the base as if it were to have struck the ground, both in lightning and with the hammer.
Okay.
And you actually realize maybe roll perception.
Okay.
Either of you, both of you.
Oh, 12.
Okay.
I actually got a natural 20.
Yay!
So you don't quite see the
So
detail.
20. I got 23.
Okay, so you don't quite see the
Perception.
detail because you're not as close. You notice that the scorch marks are actually bones and of Venara, and it has tails.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wait. The scorch marks are bones?
There's like, it's a design where you notice that the scorch marks are the bones of Venaran people, those monkey individuals.
Wait.
Oh, shit.
Bones of, what's the name of them? again?
Venara.
Sorry, you broke up.
Vanara.
So it's like a design, or they
It's-
have been actually built of the bones?
It's a design.
Okay. Huh, interesting. Alright.
Which you notice this, no one else seems to notice.
One of my players in my game plays a Venara. He would be pissed.
Oh god.
He's already a
so
crotchety
here's
old
my
man.
question. What do I know about the Venara?
You remember that they were
Or what would...
You remember that they were subjugated and removed from their homeland because the forest they lived in was destroyed by the Ensign Empire.
Okay. So this is probably like some symbolism of...
subjugation and destruction.
Okay. I'm just gonna make a little note of that.
And you see that there is what appears to be an orc, not a half-orc, an orc sitting at the desk.
Okay. So I'm going to walk up.
There's this very large individual standing there. You see that there's this, like, double-ended axe that he's leaning on. Yes.
Hello, my name is Martha. We would like to take on the job that was posted on the, or we would like to ask questions about the job that was posted on the board.
Think you're strong enough to deal with this? You're kind of small.
I've made it this far.
Alright. What do you want to know?
Yes, so we are doing a bit of investigative work ourselves on this exact topic of the Moon Tower. And we figured, since we were already doing some investigative journalism into the tower, that we could take on the job and do it at the same time. Sound good?
You're gonna go there, investigate the Moon Tower, and take out those who are causing problems with it?
Yes, give me a little bit more information about who those individuals might be.
We have no idea. That's why we're sending people to go deal with it.
So how do you know that they're individuals, then?
We have seen movements. The Ensign Empire knows. I don't need to divulge our sources of information.
Can I talk to your captain?
I am the captain.
Good. So, how much are you chartering a ship over to the Moon
You will
Tower?
be using the Ensign Empire's personal ship. You will have someone to transport you there and back. You must defend them. If the ship is placed under fire, they will leave you if you do not protect them.
Ah, yes. Well, it sounds very open-ended considering your other people.
If you
who
bring
went
the
in
heads
several
of those
weeks
that are
back.
causing problems, we'll pay you 500 gold per head.
Okay. Well, since you're not... We're going to go talk about it as a group, because we are a mercenary group ourselves. And we will come back and let you know if that sounds good to us.
Yeah.
And if you happen to find a certain amulet or crystal of mysterious nature, you will be paid handsomely.
Okay.
It may be a crystal, we're not sure.
Okay. Amulet / crystal.
I would like both of you to make perception checks.
This guy's a dick. Okay. I'm 15. My
Oh,
perception
God.
checks have not been good
8
today.
plus 3 is 11.
Okay. You just notice his gruff attitude, and he seems to be flippant because he doesn't seem to think that you are qualified enough to do this job.
Alright. Alright. If you don't find us to be qualified to do the job, we'll just have
I'm
to
not
go...
saying you're not qualified.
Oh,
I'm
but
skeptical.
your face is saying all the words that we need to know, darling. But that's fine, because, as I said, we are investigative journalists. We can figure out a way to get there by ourselves if need be.
Alright.
But
Sorry,
if we
I'm
decide to
loving the
take you
cover
up on
story.
your job, we will come back and find you.
You do this job and survive, I'd buy y'all dinner.
Even if we go without you?
Of course you're not going with me. I have other things to do.
What's your name?
God.
Rakash.
Rakash? How old does Rakash look?
I need you to make a nature check and see how familiar you are with orcs.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, orcs do not much like elves, so I don't think that we would probably have tangoed well. Nature, you said?
Mm-hmm.
16.
He appears to maybe be To your best guess, which you're not quite sure accurate, is about 40. Got a lot of scars on his body.
Is it hot? I'm sorry.
It's a very well muscled body. It's covered in scars.
Well, I'll be
No tips and
looking.
scars.
We will be looking forward to that dinner when we return.
Only if you
Either
take this
with you-
job.
Either with you or without you.
He kind of looks and goes, all right, let me know if you're accepting the job.
Fantastic. Let's go, friends. And I'm gonna.
I like your
And I'm
walk.
I just imagine this little.
A viewer decided to say that the cat thing was hilarious, as was the laugh.
Did they say it on the actual chat?
No, it was a personal message.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, you guys are doing good.
Okay, cool. We always do. I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay, so
Hey, anybody who's watching this, seriously,
we've got the
appreciate
three
it. Hell,
major.
just come on.
We've got the three major options before us. We can continue looking around if we'd like, but how do you feel about it thus far? You two. Three. You three.
Lark, wherever you pay me, I'll go.
Good. Good. You're so loyal.
I like the idea of getting money, though. 500 a head.
Yeah, but I don't like the idea of being trapped on their ship without our own control. That is what gets me.
Valid.
And I don't think that I could respect an iron fist, but I also respect reasonable diplomacy. Some have considered my rulership to not have been without blood, but I like to think that it was fair judgment when I made my judgments. I was never the first to strike.
Harry just... If you say so, okay.
Exactly. I don't believe in taking out... I believe in killing people. I love killing people. But I don't
Harry looks a little horrified.
But I don't believe in taking... I don't believe that people who are innocent should be killed. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
100% sense.
If
Are
someone
you
has...
freaking kidding
If
me?
someone has slighted me, I will not resist to cut their body into tiny little pieces and feed them to the hellhounds. Oh, 100%.
Okay, well that's not the best way to do things, but
But here's my
I
thing.
get it.
But when there's a weaker, it's almost just pathetic to think about killing a tiny, weaker little...
Yeah, we are not doing that.
That's just pathetic.
We're
That's
not
like
doing
taking
that.
candy from a child, and that's not cool. That's not cool, yo. So I think that...
We have to find a better way.
Should we continue wandering the city? The township? There may be some secrets. Every place has their secrets.
I don't know. I'm always one to try to find the secrets and just explore.
Is there
and
like
make
a...
sure-
I would like you both to roll perception.
Okay.
And I'm also saying that as like myself. Like
Okay.
I would always go every corner.
14.
Oh my god, I got a 19.
Yeah! Good
Yes.
girl!
So 14, you're a little distracted by the eyes looking at you.
I got a 22.
You notice that there's an old man kind of listening into your conversation, just kind of around the corner. Just with a little cane. Just looks
Hello,
like...
sir.
Oh, I hope I didn't interrupt, but do I
No,
hear that
not
you're...
at all. How are you today?
I am well. Are you looking to charter a boat?
Well, we are. We're trying to find a reliable but not exorbitantly expensive transport. Someone we can trust.
I could take you.
Really?
And
What do you
who
want?
are you?
My name is... God, fuck.
You should know!
Thank you, Danicka.
Our DM does lots of things greatly. Names are not one
My
of
name
them.
is Koreth.
Koreth, that's cute.
I actually grew
Wait, how's it spelled?
Koreth.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was a C.
I spelled it with a K, but I don't even care.
Doesn't matter.
I did it before you started, so. Old man.
I actually grew up in the Firelands and have been doing this for many years. Don't let my demeanor and cane fool you. I can guide you in there. And I have my boat. I'm taking you personally. You don't have to deal with that fuck in there. And you don't have to deal with the price gouger and a person with absolutely no charisma.
How did you grow up in the Firelands? What was out there?
Oh,
What
well,
resources did
maybe
you
I
have?
should be more... I grew up driving my
Boat.
ship.
Ship.
Yeah, my land ship through the Firelands. I grew up here in Vaux.
Oh. Okay.
So if you want someone who knows the ever-changing terrain, or knows how to deal with it, I'll do it for you. If you provide my food, I'll do it at a reduced price.
Oh.
I like
think
the
that
sound of that.
sounds
What kind of price?
completely reasonable.
If you provide my food, I'll do it for 25 gold. And I can make sure you are there and back 3 days each way.
Good sir. Could we please look at the seams on your ship?
Why wouldn't you want to
I
look
was
at the
just-
seams?
Okay,
Exactly, they're
would
the
it be
most
alright
important
to
part.
Look at your ship?
Absolutely. Here, I'll even take you on it out into the lava. You can view it in action.
Excuse me for
Oh,
something.
like a little tour?
A test drive, if you will.
Excuse me for my frankness, kind sir, but is there any particular reason why you would want it to help us out of anything else? Or is it just because...
You seem interested in the moon tower, and frankly, I'm concerned about it. It was always something I appreciated as a child, and I don't want it destroyed. And if that's something you're...
Have you ever been inside?
Once as a small child, but it's
What
ransacked.
did you see?
It was just a tall, broken, white stone building.
Ah, I see.
Broken, ransacked. I always felt like there was some immense power there. Of course, it's the moon tower.
Of course.
But if we can protect that place, I want to.
Okay. That sounds fantastic. Let's take our test drive.
And you see him just kind of...
Really quick sense motive.
Yeah, absolutely. Sense motive.
I trust
Perception.
this man
That
100%. I love this man.
Perception.
I love him too, but and I got a 17.
Look at you! You're rolling so good tonight! I'm so happy for you!
How much did you get total?
20 total.
You realize that he has a bit... He's excited, actually, more than anything else. He doesn't seem to be swindling you, as to the best of your knowledge.
I love him.
Okay.
We must protect him at all
Let's
costs.
do it. Yes, we will. Alright, sir, thank you.
Is it just the 5 of you?
Sure.
I can hold up to 8 on my boat.
We have a
Are you
mule
able to
as
take a
well.
mule?
You can easily fit a mule. As long as they don't get scared easily, because if...
What about this chubby
no,
boy?
the Lord
And
is-
pick up Pack Rat and just stretch his belly.
That's an adorable little fuck right there.
He is. Now get down.
I'm sorry. Through the headphones and it sounded like you said fuck rat instead of pack rat.
He said he is an adorable little fuck.
Okay. That's the same thing too.
Do you want to bring your mule on, see how they handle it before you consider...
Oh, I think...
If they end up getting skittish, they could topple the boat. And I have to
That's
admit,
true.
if your mule gets skittish, I will knock them over the boat before I let us capsize.
That is fair. I will go and fetch Dolores.
Should we
If
break
you're
the
willing to
cask
wait.
of water onto the boat?
Well, not for the... yes,
Isn't that-
let's bring everything that we are going to bring on the trip for the test.
Is that acceptable, sir?
Absolutely. If you like it, we can leave right now as long as you have my food.
Oh, goodness.
I have to admit, yes. I have to admit, I have a pretty heavy appetite. Being up front with you, about ration and a half per day will do it for me.
I have 10 rations, as well as 10 apples. I mean, we're going to need to save some rations, but we could also probably
I have some rations. A lot of food, but I don't know how much is so good because I have
we could probably procure rations for him.
Exactly.
Fresh rations.
Yes.
Okay.
I just got a bunch of money from the pirates, so.
Ta-da!
Alright, so how many rations would you like to buy? We'll just make it easy.
We're buying them now?
We'll just expedite it and say you get rations. I think they're a silver piece per, right?
Yes, I think so. I believe so.
Are you getting fancy rations?
Question, how long does cheese last?
It's fairly well... It'll last. It's not gonna last... I would give it a month because you've been preserving it well. As long as you keep it...
I've already been traveling a month. I've left it.
A month longer. As long as it doesn't get in bad conditions.
I got rid of the cheese.
Okay.
How much would the bag of sausages be? Like, how many rations would that be?
For you, it would probably be about 2 days if that's all you ate.
For me, because I'm smaller.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, my rations are smaller, so maybe we should go off of my rations. Because I'm a small dude.
Oh, it looks like trail rations are 5 silver pieces.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Oh,
wow.
Really?
5 silver pieces and they weigh a pound.
2 trail rations would be
for
1 gold per
one per day, or
correct.
2 per day?
1 per day.
I can also help finance this. About 4 golds worth. That would be 8 rations. Sir, how long is it?
No, I just got a bunch of money. Hold on.
Okay.
And you also have the group fund.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Contribute group fund money to this.
I'll contribute the 3 gold I got from the pirate ship as well.
Woo!
Okay, so that gets you...
Let's just go ahead and do that.
I am contributing 4 gold.
Okay, so that gets you total of
14 days.
8 gold. That will get you 16 rations.
Oh, 16. Sorry. Would that be enough?
Human rations.
Yes.
I think so, assuming that Lark has some and Harry does have some.
Okay. But we're talking about how many the guy needs?
Oh yeah, so he would need enough for each day, and it's a ration and a half, so...
And it's 3 days, so he would need 4.5 rations.
Okay, yeah, that's easy.
Well, total would be 9.
Yeah, so we've exceeded
and that including each day that you stay.
Okay. Alright, cool.
So that should
9, and then that leaves 7 for us for 6 days.
I also have some food too as well, so.
Perfect. So these are like for normal people trail rations, just to make it easy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have 16 pounds of rations, which I'm assuming are going on Dolores?
Yes.
Okay.
Is Dolores actually coming with us?
Yes.
Okay.
And you have enough food for Dolores too?
We talked to her about that.
Yeah, I was just talking about, like, he said something about if we need to capsize the boat. Like, I wasn't sure if you were cool
No, because
with
we're taking her on the test drive.
Oh, gotcha. To see if she'll be fine.
if she can handle it, and she can because she's Dolores.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Ooh, and I already had 10 trail rations.
Nice.
Do you have enough, like, food?
How much do rations weigh?
They weigh a pound apiece.
Okay.
So
whatever the number is, how much they weigh.
Correct.
Okay.
10 plus...
I have gold for you, sir.
Okay.
16.
How much feed do you have for Dolores?
Hold on 1 second.
Hold the phone.
16, 160. I do have feed for...
Because they eat 10 pounds per day.
Holy shit.
10 feed mule, I have 60 pounds.
So you have 6 days of food.
And this
Let's
trip
get
is going to be 3
let's
days
get
there
4
and
more
back.
days of mule feed. How
Okay.
much is that?
4 days, that's going to be a gold. A single gold. It's 5 copper pieces per day.
And so 10 silver is 1 gold.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so I got 20
Oh, wait,
silver
I'm sorry.
for the pirate. I'm taking that down to 10.
I'm sorry, I did that wrong. It's only 2 silver for 4 days.
For 4 days?
Yeah.
Okay, then I have 18 silver. And I'm getting 4 days of feed.
Okay. Can't believe I did that math way
Total
wrong.
of 10. Which is 100 pounds. And I should probably add up the weight at some point. But
I'm sure that it's...
I'm not even close to 600 that my darling Dolores.
Okay. So...
And we'll do that when we're not.
Okay. So you've got your stuff together, you have Dolores.
And we're just going on a test drive.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like, we're not going on the actual trip right now.
Yeah.
Or are we?
You can, if you like the test drive.
No. No. We want everybody to be there.
I mean, we would probably end it whenever you left on the journey.
Whenever what?
You left on the journey, we would probably end it for tonight.
Okay.
So at this point, you all clamber onto the boat.
Woo!
You feel, actually stepping on it, you feel kind of the cool metal beneath you.
He's so cool. I love him.
And you see him actually take his hands and he kind of leans against this panel on the ship and you see him just kind of move it with his hands and you start to move gently.
Ooh.
And you
Wow.
feel it scraping against the stone. And he says, "This is fine. You have to wait till you reach the liquid." And it kind of calms down and you slide on and you feel the heat on the sides like creeping over. More of like you lean over and you feel the immediate heat of the lava, but you move in and
It's
you
like
feel...
a radiant heat.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's radiant. And it's not coming from the ground. It's more of the air around you. And it feels room temperature, like as you reach down and touch it. And he starts to glide you through the water, and he kind of looks at Dolores. It's like, "I'm going to make a quick stop and see how she handles it."
Okay.
And he...
I'm gonna just comfort her.
Okay.
Not comfort,
Yeah.
but just be near.
The land ship comes to an abrupt halt. Dolores kind of skitters forward, and I need you to make a nature check to handle animal.
Oh no! Please,
God.
be good! You're rolling so good tonight!
Okay, so 16. Oh,
Yeah, there you go!
Oh, God, I lost it. Oh, no, here it is. Nature. So 17.
Dolores is very calm and just
Oh,
stops and leans forward.
Nice work, dude!
That's my dolly.
I'm so proud!
That's my dolly.
Are you comfortable with this arrangement we have?
Me?
I'm happy to head to the moon tower now.
Is everybody ready?
Hmm.
Are you all ready, friends? This is fantastic.
I suppose
We are in great fortune that
going
we
to
met
be.
you, good sir. Korith.
Oh,
Let's go forward.
Yes!
the pleasure is all mine. Hang on, I have to check something real quick.
28,
Okay.
30.
And I would like you to roll a d20 with advantage.
Okay. I'm gonna roll these two.
Hang on, I have to check something real quick and make sure I'm doing this right. Keep going.
Oh Oh my god, I got a natural
Advantage?
20 on my second
Yay!
roll.
Nice, Meredith! Woo!
These blue dice
killing it
that
tonight,
I've never
dude.
used before.
You were like never like.
These blue dice are my baby.
Oh, are those new? Are those the ones that Meg gave you?
No. No.
Oh no.
They're the like pack
So-
of 5
Oh, they're
colors.
so good.
You realize Marcena for sure, and Mandeline with a natural 20,
You didn't even ask me what I rolled.
you would know.
Okay.
Unless you got a 1.
Oh, okay. I had a 1 on my disadvantage, but yeah, no. 17 on advantage.
Today is the first day of the Festival of the Silver Tongue for Scythian, which means your birthday
Is it
in-
2
is in
days?
3 days.
Oh! Yeah, baby.
So
As
you
we're
don't.
setting out on our journey.
Yeah, you don't know it's Marcena's birthday, but you do know it's the Festival of the Silver Tongue for Scythian.
The first day of Silver Tongue.
So, do you want to know what that holiday is? Because I don't think you.
It is right now, right? The first day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It starts. So, let me get to that part of the map. So, the Festival of the Silver Tongue, since you rolled a natural 20, I don't think this was included for you.
Pardon?
So, I'm telling you this because it's not included, but you got a natural 20. So, the
Okay.
Festival of the Silver Tongue is a gathering that is notoriously hard to find. The answer for its location is given rarely because it is not correct. Those who manage to attend enjoy the lack of truth in the entire event.
Yes.
Those who speak the truth are rarely trusted those who do not speak the truth are rarely trusted, as it is the spirit of the festival. So basically it's a festival of lies.
Yes! We're in my home
So wait.
territory, baby!
You said those who do speak the truth
Are not
are not trusted.
because it's not the
Those
spirit.
who do not speak the truth are.
Correct.
Okay.
Woo!
Alright.
I'm in my prime, yo! It's freaking Scythian
Dang.
season!
So at this rate, on
It's
your
my
birthday,
birthday.
you will arrive at the moon tower.
Oh, shit! Oh, that's so cool! Sorry, I'm so excited!
I wanted to make sure we didn't miss your
You
birthday.
cannot tell me this asshole did not plan this shit.
No, wait a minute. It was a week and a half journey, right? No, this is the rest of the half. Okay.
Yeah, this is the rest of
So
that.
yeah, it'll be on your birthday when you arrive at the moon tower.
What? Ah! This is the best birthday week ever, guys! I got a spa
You
day!
had the spa,
Ah!
the moon tower.
And then I'm gonna die next week, so...
You're gonna die on your birthday.
I'm gonna die, no, the day after my birthday. It'll be
But
great.
you're gonna die happy. So
And how long is the Silver Tongue Festival?
The Silver Tongue lasts until your birthday, so it's for the next
Oh, so
today
3
and the
days.
next 2 days.
Okay, so 3 days long.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice!
So
That's
it's the
exciting.
12th, 13th, and 14th.
That's funny that I rolled, like, my birthday in
I know.
that area. That's so cool.
That's what I love, like the
It's
happenstance of it.
Destiny! That's okay, because in my campaign that I was running, or that I'm running, I have 1 day a year that's like the reset day for the entire year, and it's like extremely rare to get that birthday, and one of my players rolled it and got it, and I was like, God damn it!
Well, it's like the weird month that I have, and I think that's
didn't I
actually
get a weird birthday?
you did. You got the one month that randomly occurs.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. So
Oh, that's exciting.
Mandeline's birthday is in the 1 month.
That makes so
randomly
much
occurs.
Where
sense now.
2 holidays occur. The only day with 2 holidays.
Oh, man, that makes so much sense now.
So yeah, I mean it's so
Alright.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that we're like
we're wrapping up.
Like post. Yeah, I think that I can't quite remember. I think because it's been a long time since I've had characters roll for birthdays, but I think they had to roll 2 sets of percentile die and get 100 twice, and he got 100 twice, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude!" Yeah, it was wild.
So you guys got a lot done. You got a cat creature.
Good.
You did. I
Dude, I'm so excited for my
love you. I
little
love
cat
Mandelion's
that I think-
pussy. I'm sorry. I'm so bad.
Poussey.
Why do you guys keep
Maybe
me
her
around?
name will be Poussey.
Oh no.
No. Oh no.
But
Yeah.
I'm really excited because I have been thinking about this creature for a long time. Like, oh, I'll roll it out now if you find it.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's a GIF of what it kind of looks like. It like that's where it was inspired from, so I'll send it to you.
Oh yes, please.
Can you send it to me too?
Yeah, I'll send
I
it.
was so nervous about like pouring the bottle out because I know you.
I know you.
And I could kill you instantly. Like,
That's so funny, Meredith.
it's purring. Purring is a good sign.
It's funny that you realized his true nature before you even started playing, because there's people who realized it partway through,
And they're like, oh no.
they were like, oh shit, what have I gotten myself into?
Oh, yeah, you guys got a lot done. You got a lot of story.
We did a lot of shit
We
together,
really
Meredith.
did. It was a very fun night.
Me and you, Meredith, we will conquer the fucking world.
Damn straight, the odds.
Yeah!
So, you guys feeling good?
Ben
Yeah.
Morrison and what's his face?
What was that guy's name again? I don't remember. Kidding.
You guys got a lot of
Love you,
interesting
Cooper.
names. This is great.
Love.
This was so much fun, guys. And actually because next week is the 5th Thursday of the month, rather than waiting 2 weeks, you'll be able. Yeah, we're gonna be back next Thursday, same time. Feel free to join us, chat with us. We like commenting. Carl, thank you for joining us and
Thanks,
chatting
Carl.
in the chat.
And other friend who didn't comment in the chat, but commented personally.
Yeah. Do we have what do we want to name?
We should call this one... Oh, I had like a name idea. What was it? What was it? Ah!
Wait, what was
That's a tough one.
what was the phrase you said that you wrote down because it was so funny?
Oh, wait, I wrote that one down.
Fever.
Hold on.
This couldn't prevent, or this couldn't withstand a fever if I had one.
That was good. No. So relaxed, I'm seeing purple.
Oh yeah!
Oh, that would be good too.
That was pretty good.
So relax, I'm seeing purple, or this couldn't stop a fever. Any preference?
I like this couldn't stop a fever, because now we're in lava territory.
Okay.
No, yeah, I agree.
Couldn't
All
stop
right.
a fever.
Alright, well this one will be called Couldn't Stop a Fever.
Woo! We did it, Meredith. We survived.
Now I,
You
have to,
did.
now I have to try and find a free image of something I can bastardize into a land ship.
You could just put a cute, like, shadowy...
Oh, I'm
you could
gonna
put a cute
modify this
shadow
cat.
with little cat eyes, and then you could do, like, just a lava pool. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be a ship. It could be all sorts of things. It could
Or
be
like
a
an old
gay
man with a
skull.
cane. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah,
Like an
there's
old
options.
man with a cane. There's so many things. Well,
This is
thanks.
great.
That
You guys
was
are
fun.
awesome. Thanks for
I'm sorry
putting
for
up
all
with
my ridiculousness. Apparently, I'm just in a mood.
No, I thought this was hysterical.
Never
Let me see your
apologize.
pussy.
Show me it now! Bend over! Show me your pussy!
If only that could be the title.
That
No.
was brilliant. I love
No.
That would be
it. No,
hysterical.
you would get so many bad hits.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it would be terrible.
No.
Like, I have that video.
That's definitely like if I
I
make.
have that video on my channel called Naked Dance. And
Oh
it
my
has
God.
so many views and so many downvotes
no.
because I think it's because no one's naked in the video. So like,
It's just me chanting
Naked,
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 naked, naked, naked, naked.
so I think people were just
That's
pissed because they're like, I want to
hysterical.
just see naked people dance, and there's no
Right?
naked people in it. It's just
False advertising.
yeah, basically.
I'm sure it's like a bunch of like 13-year-olds.
Oh,
They're
I bet.
like, ooh.
They're like,
Yes.
ooh, yeah, no, that's not what it is.
This is great.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Okay.
forward to next week. So
yeah.
thank you all for joining us. This was
Thanks,
great,
Steve.
and we'll see you shortly.
Bye.